guess let's call that an unaware, but no, we are finally in, ready to go. Took us a little while. You know, the first two series were incredibly quick, and now the third one to start has taken longer than maybe some of the games we saw earlier today.
Maybe that's just a sign, you know? We had some quick ones, now it's time for a barn burner. Full 3 games. I mean, you'd love to see it against these top teams, yeah. Well, if they're long games, they are good games, right? So full 3 games.
Oh, is that the case? I feel like we can go long games and it could just be super boring, and just a team doesn't close the game out. They just keep growing the lead.
Depends on your definition, right? Like from someone like me, I really like the macro aspect of the games. So even if it's slow, I can, you know, appreciate the beautiful aspects of the strategy of why it's slow.
I see. Okay.
I know a lot of other players are just like, oh no, there's not a million kills per minute. So boring.
Uh-oh. Do we run at them? Do we run away? Apparently we're running back, but Yuma pops a smoke and really isn't fearing a whole lot.
He's got the Admiral's ROM. I mean, he might fear this a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot.
Ram ain't gonna help you too much there, buddy.
Yeah. He just got, he didn't see them. That's all. He got just baited. There was some vision that was placed early on, and there's gonna be some more blood grenades tossed out. And PP wants to get denied by Roshan. I don't even know if dying to Roche would have been good there. Wait, does Roche add to your death respawn timer? If it does, that would have been terrible. I'm not entirely sure though, actually. Yeah, I usually don't do Roshan suicides as a carry player.
Yeah, that's maybe one that even I mean, as a carry player, but even in general, I don't see anyone denied a Roche.
Yeah, it's something that doesn't happen a lot. I need to test that, but either way, doesn't get it. But it might be a good thing.
So 1 for 1. Yeah. Where'd first blood went to PP. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So Magnus.
Well, he died right after though to analog, so I'm not entirely sure his net worth is worse than Lena's.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so he got the first blood and then he died to Lena, so it kind of just gave it back. And I talked about that rotation from Michael. Yep. This was always going to be the plan, I think.
Get the Eidolons. Get him.
Yep.
Almost level 2.
Like, if you look at it, right, you're playing versus Kunkka and you're playing versus a Warlock. They're going to use Tidebringer, right? And they're going to use Fatal Bonds. That's just going to shove the lane. So you can just see, you can just sit under your tower here as a Pango. And this kind of frees you up to make these plays happen. So, yet again, Whisper just getting tri-laned, essentially, every single time he plays this Enigma. He's got to be a little bit more careful. Maybe they need to put some wards on the gate to kind of see these plays happening, but if he's not careful, he's not going to be able to play as aggressive as he would like to, because he's just going to get roamed on.
And we've seen for a very long time now that the Pango has been probably one of the better offlaners to sacrifice. There's been, I mean, we saw it in South America, but I mean, really, Zai, going back to when he was playing, I feel like was a prime example of just sack the Pango and how much you're able to do with this hero.
Just brought out the Zai offlane reference. Wow. It's been a while.
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Pango has been... Pango Mars wasn't the same meta, right? Where these heroes oftentimes would just get sacrificed. Pretty good at it.
He came through the portal, was there for a little bit, and then he left again. He's like, okay, I got lotuses, let me just secure top.
Yep, 3 minutes. Michael is here yet again. They really don't Whisper to have this lane matchup, and I don't blame them. They kind of need to do this.
Whisper. Eidolon ate the dagger, but it's really not going to matter in the end. Tag team with Pyke. So much damage output early. Schofield nowhere to be seen inside the lane.
Yeah, Schofield was just like trying to block the small camp at the same time, the 3 minute mark, and kind of gets caught out. And now I mean, they're applying a lot of pressure with the Eidolons, but the downside is that's 2 deaths on your Enigma so far. Not having a good game. So, I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest with you, these ganks are actually working. I mean, as he does feed all 3 Eidolons there, too. A bit of an uncharacteristic game for Whisper, giving away a lot of Eidolon kills, giving away a lot of just kills in general, just by being out of position. They have to know that this Tusk is missing. This Pango has been down here by himself for a very long time.
Yeah. We're also seeing Michael's assisting in some other lanes as well, just moving mid, taking one of the water runes away from Analog, helping PP get the only other. So they do have double wards up at least around the mid lane, so also concerned that maybe the Tusk is going to look to continue to play with his mid Magnus, but yeah, I like what we're seeing out of Michael in the early game, and Vitaly's like 20 last hits. He's still completely fine. Like you're saying, they're just zoning, so they're just shoving the lane out with Tidebringer along with Fatal Bonds, so you're still getting a decent amount.
Yeah, they had a really good read on how to play versus Kunkka Warlock lane. You don't want to sit there and just suffer, so like bait them to cast the spells on you, and then once they cast the spells, the lane shoves, that frees Michael. Instead of just sitting there and soaking XP, he can make some rotations. And they even managed to pull the big camp here and get almost a full wave denied. Actually, a full wave was denied here on the bot lane. I mean, eventually this will just be farm for the Kunkka probably, but for now, you do whatever you can to get a wave or 2 for this Pango. If he can get level 6, that's all he really wants in this lane. And he's on track for it. He's definitely 5.5 now. Kunkka's only 4.5. Sure, maybe he doesn't have as much CS as the Kunkka, but he just wants the levels. And they're trying to actually go onto the Kunkka here.
See, only 1 point up in the swash. Schofield is going to TP down to bottom with the torrent.
Mid lane
Maybe
too.
enough to find the kill onto
Lena might be
Michael.
dead.
Analog getting
That's a
ran
solo
down,
kill.
and yet PP RP used solo kill onto Lena. Massive edge. They came to play in this game 1. They're doing some really cool stuff inside the lanes.
Yep. I mean, they definitely are. I mean, sure. They did lose, I think it was Michael there, but he's only level 2, right? But that solo kill, just getting that skewer back RP into Lena, and then just chasing him down with the shockwave. A kill you would not expect. And that's what we saw after game 2 of yesterday, when OG Latom lost to PP's Magnus. They just banned it for that 3rd game. Because he...
Vitaly down bottom. Maybe a more valuable kill. We'll see if the stats are going to be enough. Bracer earn. PP's there, but won't be able to find the skew under the tower. Now the teleport looks a little bit more awkward. So previously was okay with Michael dying, but a second death in a row, this time onto one of the cores.
Yeah, and it looks like Enigma is going to take the Wisdom Shrine there too. Is level 6 now, 6.5. He had a little bit of freedom now. He's kind of caught up though. But I think the thing you really are quite happy about is that Pyke, he got a laning stage. And that's the thing about like these pro games, right? Like there's always an answer to any problem. It just depends on how many resources do you want to commit to solve a problem. Because this Morph potentially would have had 0 game if they didn't do what they did with Michael, just continuously staying on top. And sure, eventually over time, this Enigma is going to kick you out of the lane, but at least you're getting kicked out of the lane with resources, as he does dodge X with the waveform there. Very well done by Pyke. Yeah, he's got a Morbid Mask, he's got Shreds, he's jungle ready. He's fine to sack top lane.
They're bringing everyone. Holy, 5 heroes top. I'm looking to once again try and slow down Whisper. Vitaly with the roll through. Whisper will drop the black hole, but the snowball, that will make it really have 0 value. And our PP's going to try and catch up towards the line, escaping over to the right side. Another great timing out of the waveform edge. Once again, showcasing the importance that they're looking to try and put on securing the safe lane for the Morphling. What's Shidomi doing?
I'm not sure how he got there, but he's got a lot of souvenirs to play with.
Is he not dead?
Oh, they're just invading the stacks. Okay.
Okay, there's just 5 heroes still.
Okay, I mean, the fact he didn't die there with like using a couple souvenirs is cool. They stole the big camp stack, which is like, it's not really game breaking or anything, but it's cute. They did bring 5 heroes to do that though, so. Meanwhile, Yuma is completely free farming. But, you know, this is a Kunkka. It's not necessarily a hero that you get free farm and you're entirely scared of.
This is just the kind of a supporting cast this game to the laner where Analog. The death mid lane definitely is going to slow down the farm and also kind of the hard camp getting taken, but not the worst. We'll see, of course, the Maelstrom is the first item. She's sitting 4th net worth. The problem is like, how does the... Once the lanes continue to dissolve, because I already have now, how are you going to be able to play into the blink on Mag along with the rotations from the supports? Because they will have damage for a lot of the game to be able to kill her. And a lot of that is probably going to come down to the defensive wards. They have all their wards are pretty much just on the river, trying to anticipate these movements into their own jungle.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for the next 10 minutes, it's going to be really edge favored. I think when you get into like those like 20-30 minute mark area, that's when
Bottom lane. Oh, Yuma, nice torrent to set up. It's going to be there with combination. Vitaly will get off the big shield crash, and he's actually okay. 600 shield that he's going to be playing with, so we'll look to roll the PP out.
Yeah, I mean, that double jump gives you a very big shield and gets him out of danger there. But I was just saying, yeah, once you just blink on Mag and you have Pango, just in general, having this free initiation, you're going to be pretty heavily favored in this early game. It's really just going to come down to, you know, in the ultra late game, we saw yesterday with Whisper, he also had a rough laning stage, got tri-laned, gave away a couple deaths, but he went for the pipe, right? And then he ended up selling the pipe for the big items, but for now the blink reveal will be used, and Whisper 0-4 and 0 now. This Enigma has been heavily targeted by the side of Edge here. But as I was saying with the itemization here, he's like, okay, I'm not going pipe this game. I regret that from the time before. I'm just going to get to the big items. Has the blink queued up with the BKB. In the late game, you don't have great answers for this. You have some, but not great answers. And we saw what he could do with this hero into the ultra late game. We still don't see a Warlock ult as well. He has 4 stacks. The Grimoire has decided that there has been no opportunity to use it, so gonna continue to keep collecting stacks here. Schofield to 6 now. He's smoked.
Okay, let's see where he wants to go. Maybe combining with
What's
Conquer with the X play. He's actually
dead?
He's dead. I'm not sure where he was running to.
I don't know. I think he was trying to solo kill Morph, to be honest with you, right? He had Finger of Death with a smoke. I think his plan was just get a solo kill on the Morphling, but unfortunately he met Tusk and Magnus. 1500 and 1100 HP heroes. And yeah, Pyke with only 295 HP. He's dead to a finger for sure. But that is
Actually,
if you catch him.
And unfortunately was not able to catch him. Pyke continuing to farm up. Uncontested 103 so far this game. And Vitaly's not playing with too large of a deficit as well. What is he? Is this the Vessel? Yeah, Vessel coming out in the chorus, so even more survivable into the Blink Dagger for the offlane Pangolier. And you see some of the other cores on Heroic though, like Yuma, Radiance. You're going to have, of course, Lina with that farming accelerant. It really does feel like Heroic probably not going to be the super active ones throughout the next 10 minutes or so.
Nah, there's nothing they can do right now. Like, you have an offlane Enigma, right? And you have a mid Lina. It's just time to farm. But I think you just need to be prepared, though, for things to happen. And things are happening soon. Magnus is smoked with the Ringmaster. They want Yuma this time. Lion's behind, but... Oh, he got stuck.
Pippin's still going to be able to land the combo. And it's a perfect one at that under the tower. They were thinking about TPing in. There was an opportunity to respond with how kind of messy the initiation with the Pango and the Tusk gave them a couple of seconds maybe to bring some extra numbers. But if you were going to take that fight, everyone had to be there at that moment. And now Pyke is also here to clean up and get the first tower of the game for Edge.
Yeah, if you wanted to take that, you'd have to be able to read that was coming, and Warlock and Lion would have had to have been behind the Kunkka. But unfortunately, the Lion was on top of the Kunkka, and Warlock was nowhere to be found. King Jungle is just unable to find the read on this play happening. Just continuing to stack. We haven't seen a Warlock Golem yet. Kind of feels a little lost on this Warlock and what to do in this game. I mean, I don't really blame him. It's a little bit tough here. This Magnus is a problem, and that we found it. Finally happened. All right. That's the solo kill we're looking for. And Pyke says they have a ward here. Nope, they just had
Did he
Schofield.
smoke again?
Yeah, for sure. This is the Lion versus Morph matchup. That's why they picked it. You want to efficiently farm on Morph, right? So you have to go full agility to get your maximum farm speed, but one finger of death from smoke and you're just dead every single time.
That gives Schofield he got a full wave down bottom as well. Maybe in next one he's gonna have a blink really shortly, which maybe offers some more play potential for them, at least counter initiation. That's how you're painting at the moment Heroic, really the ones to be countering and trying to respond to the moves from Dire. So we could see that potentially come through if they go too deep. Schofield's going to be there, and also just against the Magnus too. This is another thing, right, where yesterday with PP's Mag, they really didn't have an answer to the skewer back. This game it's much easier with the Lion.
It is. However, PP is 1,000 gold away from BKB, so he has the answer to the answer. But PP, there's a
we'll run into Yuma.
Oh, he blinked out.
Got the blink away. So these are two ultimates now that will give you zero value inside the team fight. What a disaster of a start from them. Vitali won't be able to catch up to anyone else, but you commit a lot for the Magnus, don't get it, and then meanwhile the other side you see Edge. Well, they will not make the mistakes of messing up their spells, and they're gonna go for another. PP, he was still sticking around. KJ continuing to have a difficult time to feel much impact this game on the Warlock.
All I can say right now is Edge woke up ready to play, and Heroic did not. It feels like Heroic is incredibly sluggish this game, with all the moves they're making on the map. They missed two big teamfight ultimates on a Magnus who just blinks away from them casually. And at the same time, as they're doing that, Lena's getting initiated on by Pango and Tusk, I believe. Dies. And KJ just gets randomly skewered back, farming under the tower. This does not look like the Heroic we're used to seeing.
No,
that on top of Whisper's massive amount of deaths on top lane that I'm sure he could have definitely saw coming.
We did kind of see this yesterday as well, though, with Heroic up against Sin, where I think the game they won, the first 20 minutes, though, looked very, very difficult for them, where they weren't making the correct plays and they weren't making the reads as well. And then the second half of the game, they just started literally dodging everything, and the macro game started to pick up from them. But it does feel kind of similar, where they did very much struggle in the early stage.
And I expect them to struggle a little bit in this game, just because you're mid to Lina, your off lane's an Enigma, right? These guys don't really make any plays, but you do have your Blink Daggers. I did expect, however, some more counter initiation potentially. And they've been relentlessly smoke ganks on Edge. The only smoke ganks we've seen from Heroic so far has just been Schofield solo smoking, trying to kill the Morph with a 50% success chance as of now. Which I guess isn't so bad. That did get him up to his Blink Dagger, so Lion has Blink available.
He's currently getting run down by PP with the... Wow, okay, he's just gonna RP for it, so... Quick nuke as well from Michael.
Yep, Ward has vision there. Able to see him. Very good. And he even stacked the big camp for the Dire to farm it. Nice guy.
Very kind of you. Okay. Oh, okay. So we can't find a way to rock this game. I'm just gonna drop it and cut the wave. Okay.
Oh, he dropped it and put it through the gate. Okay, sure. I mean, I think that just shows you the state of the game for them right now. Like, they don't really want to fight for a while, so instead of holding on to the rock, might as well just use it to do something on the map, and this is going to help him get his Force Staff, which he's not far off of, and I don't know if you can exploit the use of this rock here by going to Roche or something, but it might be a little too difficult, because you are still playing versus a black hole.
They must know that he just bought a gem at 19 minutes in. He's also super farmed on Udomi, 4-0 and 5, but
I mean, when you're winning the game very heavily, it's not unheard of to just buy an early gem.
Yeah. Yes, you are right, but this is one of the early gems we see at this stage.
It's pretty early. But he's got Glimmer Cape, probably feels like he can't die. We'll have to see.
Got a nice item as well. The Searing Signet will help him keep up his farm. Mag is also without a doubt keeping up. PP going for the Scepter next. It feels like we're in a position where it might be warranted for another Protect ban, or a Respect ban, I should say, onto PP's Mag. What's Whisper and KJ doing over here? Do they think that they're looking to try and go for the Tormentor straight away?
Yeah,
Or,
I mean, they're
chilling?
afraid of getting ganked. I mean, the Eidolons are pushing the lane out. But I think they're afraid of a smoke gank happening. I mean, they're right. They are kind of getting ganked, but it's not necessarily a smoke gank. So.
Could do this themselves?
I mean,
And they were about to look up the high ground as soon as Dire scanned.
Dire have vision on the Tormentor. Radiant, they also do too. Okay, so both teams have an Observer Ward.
We just gotta still stay here?
I think they want to kind of exploit a mistake, right? I mean, Pango's going to walk up the high ground here, and he'll see the ward here. Or does he? I mean, I think he did, yeah. So they're going to de-ward that, so any plays of potentially doing some of the Tormentor are kind of dead here.
Okay. So a 5,000 net worth lead now, 20 minutes in. Yuma's getting close towards his BKB analog. BKB after the Dragonlance for himself as well.
I mean, yeah, they're just waiting to get to not only BKBs, but their Blink Daggers. They need all their items on Heroic until they can fight, so I imagine BKB Lina, BKB Kunkka, BKB, triple BKB will be the timing we might see Heroic make a move. Until then, I don't think they plan on doing anything.
Well, KJ definitely isn't. That's a move.
I mean, he still hasn't used his Black Grimoire either, so let's see how many stacks he can get on this game.
Smoking. So, okay. No way. Is this actually going to work? So they lost the ward?
This is not going to work. Oh, okay.
It's not going to work.
I
KJ,
mean,
maybe. Is it going to work? It's going to work. Have they got damage? Is there anyone here to follow up? I mean, it's cute. It looks great. But wait, you need the team. Where's the damage? What was that? They waited 2 minutes plus for that?
yeah, I mean, I think they were hoping for like a 5-man Fatal Ball on the Rock into 5-man Black Hole, and honestly, they were close to getting it. But they were like 1 or 2 seconds late. But imagine if they would have got all those together, right? The 5-man Fatal Bonds and the 5-man Rock and the 5-man Midnight Pulse Black Hole. They would have all probably died. And they were all sitting on that gate, so it almost worked, but they were just a little bit hesitant. And instead, he caught like 2 heroes in the Black Hole. And so they both died.
Yeah, the person who hesitant, Whisper was hesitant.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he wasn't dedicated to the cause. Warlock, KJ, he was continuing to stay in that tree line. Whisper was like, he had enough. He was starting to move around, getting antsy the last 30 seconds, but he didn't believe KJ's plan.
It's true.
And now you could Roche if you really want to on die. Like, what's going to stop you? There's
Rock and Black Hole are
you have to be
down.
worried about.
Let's see if they make another play. Now maybe Yuma and Schofield will go for the 2v5 play.
Yeah, I mean, this game is the lanes as well, an edge into the early game, but we're now at a stage like, yes, you're farming on heroic, but you need to spellcast perfectly inside the team fights because you're gonna have big problems on keeping the laner alive. PP with this BKB scepter, like, you will catch the laner at some stage. Her positioning, unless it is flawless, you're gonna have some problems on how this carry is gonna be able to enter now the mid game fights.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, PP is just literally destroying this game. I mean, Pyke is free farming too. I mean, my man Pyke quite literally has bought a Pyke in every single game. That's not even it's not even an item that Morph usually gets. But
This item's just super good at the moment.
I mean, it's good, yes, but some heroes are better with it than others. I mean, Pyke literally thinks this item's the best item in the game. He buys it every game, but he changed it up a little bit. He's gonna go BKB first. A lot of morphs get before they get something like a Pyke, a butterfly is usually on the menu.
We're gonna try and look to jump the Magnus, but the snowball save will be there. And now with a roll up, they're gonna look to hunt. BKB activated before the RP, so that will protect Analog from getting the skew away. PP still has the shield rune though, so no real threat onto his life. And Heroic are actually still sticking around. This disengage is slow. Maybe they feel like they need to protect Yuma. He can do it himself with the BKB.
Oh, he got
He
an
too
X.
will turn golden.
Get a skewer.
We've got Lena.
Oh,
Oh,
force that
nice,
from
nice
KJ.
force. Okay.
Yeah, that was a clutch force staff. If he doesn't get that, Lena is to the wolves. So, all things considered, that didn't end up so bad for Heroic. Like, the Lena got RP'd, yes, but there was no follow-up. Honko is able to disengage with the BKB. Now, Black Hole's back up. Now Rock is back up. The only thing you really used there was just a couple BKBs for the side of Heroic. Not really the biggest deal.
So do they feel confident with making an aggressive play across the map though, or is it just at least this gives you time to not be concerned about a potential team fight? Dire are still clumping together, like maybe they're thinking about threatening high ground. They will stop running with the creep wave.
I mean, Pyke is going to be an absolute monster at some point in this game. The amount of bonus damage he gets from Empower, if he's full agility. And he's going all stats too. Not even going to go for the butterfly this game. He decides that he'll just go for Pyke and Aya Scotty. Some more stat items. Still plenty of time. He might decide to change it up later. But Scotty against Lena, it's always really good.
They're smoking down to try and take the team fight. He's back up. They're going to run into Yuma first, who's a little bit disconnected from the team. What's Yuma doing here? Everyone else is inside the lane. He'll be able to pop the BKB, but the stunlock was not there. It's a decent shot as well. It makes it a bit awkward for Vitali. And the skewer connects onto multiple as well. PP nicely done once again from the Magnus and Radiant. Finally, they're going to jump in. But the Black Hole is out, but the damage as well from Analog isn't enough for Pyke, but he's got the Aegis. It doesn't matter. You drop everything onto Pyke, and it's not even good enough because no one will die. 5 men. Why? Edge stands strong. What a smoke from them.
I mean, Edge are playing out of their minds. This is like a combination of Edge just looking insanely good, but also Heroic looking incredibly sloppy. So, but it's good. Edge is definitely punishing all these rotations that are being made. Like, this is typically not how you want to take these team fights. You want to use all your spells together, but as we saw, the Lion and the Kunkka, they were dead at the beginning of this fight. So sure, you had a pretty decent Black Hole, but it's into an Aegis, right? Even if you kill this Morph once, he doesn't care at all. So, yet again, your spells are on cooldown. The net worth lead is getting worse and worse. You, at this point, do not have the scale. This Morph is too strong. And I think if he gets the next Aegis too, how much are these black holes even going to be a factor? And they see Kunkka, and they're just going to drag him out of the base.
Oh, wow. And Pike as well has nothing to fear. What have you got to worry when you got this net worth lead? It's time to get some more kills. Heroic.
It's a bloodbath.
They thought they had the answer. They thought the Enigma was going to do it for them, but Edge's early game, the laning phase was perfect. And how they transitioned that to the rest of the game as well was absolutely masterclass for them. And this is a full set of barracks down bottom, and they may not stop there as well.
I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. Pike turns into a line to get some extra disables, but yeah, you just can't give PP Magnus, I think. This has just been an absolute clinic. You think you're safe in your base, you X yourself, right? But PP's just waiting for you to return as you die yet again on the line. And Michael as well, he's very farmed. He just had a BKB that he just blinked in and pressed BKB. They've got all the answers this game. Like, they have to hit like a 4 or 5 man black hole or something to even consider winning this one. And at this point, will you have any base left to defend? This is one more ranged barracks. It's gonna go down. Wow. Megas are online.
Wow. I mean, this has to give you so much confidence. You come into this series, like, yes, you're probably feeling good, but you're going up against Heroic, the team that has been the best so far inside the region, and you picked it more early on with the strategy, having the idea like we're going to get counterpicked with the Enigma, but we can make it work, we can play accordingly. And what a convincing game that it has been from them as well. Now, heading into game 2, they must feel like that their strategy is better than theirs, and along with the gameplay as well. They're going to have so much confidence.
As long as they don't throw this game. It hasn't been closed out quite yet. But if they continue down this path, I would agree with you. I think right now, just like everything has been perfect. Like PP solo killing Alina with a Magnus. Something that rarely should ever happen. The rotations from Michael to just make sure not only did PP have a good time by stealing some water runes, but he made Whisper's life a living hell. So I think Edge did everything correctly this game, and they are playing incredibly good, but at the same time, Heroic, some of these things were a little telegraphed, you know? I feel like you could have potentially been set up a little bit better or more prepared for the outcome of some of these movements, but seems like Heroic have just been honestly kind of just clueless this entire game as to what's happening on the map. Definitely expect a more competitive game from the boys on Heroic here. It's 4-25. It's an absolute stomp.
I mean, this is what we saw from the first 2 series. You know, we are definitely seeing the power dynamic with the top 4 teams and the rest, and we were expecting that the upper bracket games were not going to be similar, but this is at least not the case in this game 1 for Edge. I mean, we shall see now. PP's about to have a refresher on the mag, and everyone else, I mean, they are just getting whatever farm. This net worth lead will continue to grow. It's not going to stop anytime soon. You've got Tormented to go back to next. Mike was even queuing up a Scepter, so it was already so difficult for Radiant to be able to play this game. You're very soon going to have another repositioning tool online for Dire.
I mean, this is honestly Alina's nightmare. I'm playing versus Scepter, Tusk, and Magnus. I mean, it's honestly just a carry's nightmare in general. Repositioning is like one of the most frustrating things in Dota.
We're gonna try and smoke up and take a fight out of the base. Radiant scan will turn red up on the high ground, but they have no vision. KJ's gonna move on forward. Drops the ward, sees Michael. Michael actually jumps in aggressively. The rest of the team's a little bit away from him. PP's still gonna try and drop the RP, but it's just up to 1. It's not the greatest ultimate, but you have such a lead that it does not matter even if it wasn't the best. And Analog, he's in the base. He's got creeps to worry about. He doesn't care about this team fight. This is one that they already see is lost. And Yuma now, we're hoping for a big whisper. Black hole, but he's not going to find it. Dai do a great job to be able to split away. A little bit miss there from PP's drag back, but Pyke, he'll clean up the mess with his raw damage. Jesus, dropped an edge. An absolute clinical performance from them. They destroy Heroic.
I mean, Edge came to play. That's for sure. Some individual
Edge out-strategized them in game 1 and also. The gameplay was another thing on a whole that was just far better than Heroic. We'll see if they're going to be able to have a repeat here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The level 1 has been so awkward nowadays. Like, because they made it so the Watchers, sorry, not tournaments, the Watchers can't be procced until the game starts. So the whole map is just black and nighttime. You just kind of have to, like, smoke out and plant a ward, or just sit and wait for the creeps to spawn. It's really spooky to play the first minute of Dota nowadays. Because before, I'd just run out and grab a Watcher and just kind of sit by it and feel pretty safe, but can't do that anymore. Got to do some creative stuff here, and it looks like they're going to do just that.
Use the Eidolons to try and give them a little bit of information. Even thinking about bringing Analog over as well if needed. It's going to be 3 heroes for Heroic, but Pyke, a little bit of trouble here. Some poke, nothing crazy by the looks of it, actually. I want to really quickly mention Michael, the fact that he actually dropped an Observer Ward down at the gate down bottom. So they're already maybe trying to get some vision there to anticipate if Heroic use one of their own wards as well at the portal.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting a lot of priority on using this gate, right? And it's working out great for them so far, but we'll have to see this game. What adjustments will be made, if any.
Well, there need to be some adjustments with what we saw previously from Heroic.
Yeah, I would agree.
This was already just getting ran down, getting the treatment. Is of course 2 universal heroes for Heroic inside the lane, and they do have. It is getting shoved out pretty heavily as well, so it's going to be close to Whisper's Tower.
Yeah, and I wonder what build TA is going to go for this game. And by that I mean, at level 2 and level 4, is she going to get side blades, or will she put a point in meld? Because it's not unheard of to get like 2 points of side blades and just try to side blade down all the Eidolons. So one route would be more defensive, like what you're seeing right now, applying pressure and going for kills. And
kill may be there.
It's exactly going to be another first blood for Whisper's Enigma. But they're going to get a return kill, I guess.
He's kind of
double kill.
They don't want Yudomi dying as well, but that looks like it's going to happen. He will be okay. Probably he's gonna resource, so he'll die to creeps, I think.
Okay.
Not the greatest though. Just gonna die to tower. Let's see if he waits. Does he wait? Just give him a...
Oh, Whisper actually got him? Oh, he died to the tower. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I mean, he didn't want to be gone for a long time. If you died to the neutrals, you're dead for an additional, like, 20 seconds, so...
Yeah. Oh, not bad, honestly, in the end. Like, yes, you get first blood, but Whisper's top net worth. Experience is okay for him. Schofield also has level 3. We'll see what the extra level early on with the Master is going to be able to do.
And more importantly, that he's not getting tri-laned, you know? He's actually allowed to hit creeps.
Sick. You play a natural 2v2. So it looks like Lotus is going to go both over towards edge. They're able to get the one up top, of course, down bottom. Some spells being casted onto Yuma. Both round of spells from Michael and Vitaly brings Yuma down. Doesn't have that many resources left, but maybe a sell from KJ. KJ also just bought some tangos up as well.
Yeah. I mean, this Sven has always been a quote-unquote counter to Centaur, but even I've played it myself quite a bit. It's also not very fun in the lane. He just kind of double spams you.
I think you brought up in the drop, but what is it with the Sven and Centaur matchup again?
Well, one thing is you can go jungle pretty early, so that's kind of useful. The second thing is your Great Cleave, right? It doesn't get affected by Retaliate. So that's nice, but I think the big thing is you have that damage at some point to just burst them, right? Centaur can be a very tanky hero with Blade Mail and Retaliate, so if you're playing these heroes like Lina, you're just going to kill yourself really quickly, or Centaur, he's going to kill you in like, 4 hits instead of 15 hits. And that matters a lot against like Retaliate and Blade Mail. And of course he'll always buy BKB.
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to last for too much longer with the 2v2. They're going to bring Michael over. They did deal with the Tombstone, but it's not going to matter. Pyke's able to catch up to him. We'll try and deal with the Eidolons now as well to help Yudomi run away.
At least his lane's in good position. Like, yeah, sure, he's even a couple of kills, but he's, even with the 2 deaths, has 2 kills to his name. And he's been able to farm a bit while dead with the Eidolon, so... lane is still going fine, and drums are actually up here.
Pyke might be in some trouble. Gonna be able to jump over as well. Yeah, Schofield, nicely done. So an opportunity with the Templar Assassin getting a little bit too aggressive, trying to poke with the meld. And nice bounce back. Whisper still, like you said, those deaths, net worth's looking pretty good. Was still able to farm and can continue to put pressure on. Now gonna get some solo experience.
Yep. The thing is about all his deaths, he's still got a kill in return, right? So, and he's been farming. So he's got 3 kills, 2 deaths. All good, and I think the drums being delivered there at 5 minutes is a very early timing for this hero. And Pyke, I wondered if he'd go for the side blades early. He didn't, right? He went for the more aggressive build and trying to get the kills. He got the kill, but he often died as a result of it too. So now he has 1 point into the side blades. Is it going to be enough as he's just going to start hitting jungle now?
Bottom river, PP.
Oh, what a rebound.
The beast, KJ, well done.
I mean, he wanted to dodge the torrents with the ball lightning there, but he was stunned, unfortunately, from the rebound. Schofield doing a good job on this Marcy. Not a hero I see him play a ton of, but showing that he is still very practiced on this hero.
The lane's already looking much, much better for Heroic. Whisper has a game. He's going to be able to put pressure onto the tower with the catapult. I don't know if you can lane now on Pyke. Yeah, they're going to run right at him. Pyke, is he going to get any TPs coming through? Even Eneluk's starting to run to top just in case he's required, but that's not the case. They'll get the kill without him. He's going to cut the wave as well, and this tower's, it's looking like it's gone.
Yep, and this is the game that Whisper's been wanting to have for a long time now on this Enigma, where you can just bully the enemy carry. Hasn't had many opportunities to find it, but finally he's got it in this one. And a lot of it does have to do with the fact that Michael, he didn't really make those early rotations this game. He's focused on giving Centaur a good lane, but wasn't even able to properly win that bot lane super hard, as they kind of did draw just a little bit here. But at this point, there's no real shutting down Sven. He's good to go. He's got 3 points in cleave. He's ready to farm up a storm.
And there's going to be no slowing down the Enigma as well. We saw it was a little bit late, unfortunately, for Whisper in the previous game, but he was started to farm very defensively with the Eidolons. And now with him having a good start to the game, he's actually going to look to be pretty active and Even send the Eidolons mid to try and assist with getting the tower, and also if there was a fight for the power rune, which there was down bottom. Michael was getting zoned away. Vitaly's just going to run into 2. So Vitaly, he feels pretty strong, but Whisper's here with an invis, and they're not going to be ready for it. Because the Black Hole is onto all of them. What? A movement from Whisper. He's going to make sure there is absolutely not a repeat of that game 1 performance.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, he is playing so much better in this game. You might say he might even be a little bit mad. Look at the patience, though, from the Whisper Enigma here. He could Black Hole now, but nope, he wants all 3. Even gets Roshan to boot. That's a 4-man Black Hole right there.
That Shackles was good. So nice jump. Okay, well, 4,000 lead, and what do you do now if you're Dire? Like, how are you making plays across the map? Undying's not going to do it. The Shaman's not going to really be able to assist. You're looking at PP, but the Storm Spirit's net worth, it's actually the bottom out of all the cores.
Yeah. The mid lane's been tough. He's died, what, twice now? So that second death was something that he just probably couldn't really afford there. And if you look at this game, like, before you had answers like the Tusk potentially getting saves on heroes, the RP to counter initiate with. You've got none of this game. This is like a free initiation game for not only the Kunkka, but for the Enigma. Like, whoever they cast their spells on until you get, I guess, grab ally, the Shard, you've got nothing to save them. Much easier game for Heroic to play, especially with the lead they've accrued so far in this game. Not sure if they meant to do that, but Edge blocked both the camps.
Yeah, so... Oops. Huh.
Farming efficiency down the drain a little bit.
Yeah, can't be having that happen with a 4,000 deficit.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Michael eat the dagger, Analog's gonna TP in. Stampede doesn't really have that much value against the X. Michael will try and do his best to disrupt the combo for the Conker, but it will do naught. Vitaly goes down. Torrent's still going to clip from Analog, so they'll catch up to Michael, and a very different look we're getting out of Heroic.
Yeah, I mean, as I figured in that game 1, you know, they didn't wake up yet. I'm glad they didn't overreact to it and get tilted after that performance. And someone probably had a talk and was like, you know what, guys? We played like trash. These 2 heroes, Magnus and Tusk, were a problem. Time to just go again. And they've looked so much better in this game. That night and day difference. Doesn't even look like the same team.
So what is even the call for Edge at the moment? Can you make any plays down this gold, or are you just looking to try and fortify your own jungle and find what little farm you can?
You can try, and they're gonna try. But the question is, like, even if you get a catch or you do make a play, how much comes from it, you know what I mean? Because they have to commit a lot to get 1 kill here, but I suppose it is worth it. But you can't just burn through all your smokes right now either. I think you're just kind of destined to have a little bit of a rough early game. Maybe fight around some key timings like Tormentor, Power Runes, stuff like that. And look at Whisper. He's not feeding this game. He sees the smoke coming out, doesn't get caught by it.
Radiant Bull also miss with their smoke as well. They're not going to see anyone farming towards the triangle. They drop an Absorb Ward inside the lane, which should... I mean, there's a sentry there that's surely going to know. Michael does run into them. He's got Udomi and Ohaiga with a pretty good position for the Tombstone going to get layered, but is anyone else here to take the fight? Schofield wants out. As soon as he saw the Tombstone, was recognizing that maybe this was an opportunity for Dire to take a fight in a good position, so they will respect that. They want to kite away from the tomb. Udomi wants in, though, and everyone else is not following. But the communication just isn't there from Dire currently, and now they see an opportunity to go back in. Made such an incredible job from Radiant, recognizing the strength of when Dire will fight around the Tombstone. They kite away, and then go back in afterwards on the kill.
And Analog switching up the build a little bit this game too, going for the Orchid first item, making sure that this Storm has no opportunity to get into these fights. he zips in and zips out immediately, being like, yep, if I get Orchid, I'm just gonna die here. And we're seeing a lot of what this Marcy gives you against the Undying. Not only can he kill the Tombstone, but you can also just kill the Undying himself, as he has no real tools to kind of deal with the amount of damage output that Marcy does have against you.
Yeah. You can also just disengage, like we saw from Schofield. There's like 3 options, which is, you know, very, very important against a hero like the Undying, which one of the better heroes at being able to completely control an area inside a fight.
Yep, it's looking good. And it's looking like two-sided games so far. It's just hard at this point in the game, you know? It's like 14 minutes in, you're down 6,000 gold. Like, your playmakers Storm and Centaur, right? But Centaur, he's got 500 gold to his name away from a Blink Dagger. Like, you can't make a play with Vanguard Blade Mill. It's just not going to happen, right? And Storm, he's playing versus an Orchid and the Kunkka. And where's your damage if you want to kill the Sven? It just feels like at this point in the game, there aren't many plays to be made, so you just kind of have to sit on your side of the map, farm, and maybe just respond to what Heroic's going to do to you. It might not be what you want, but I don't see many other options as of right now of what you can do. Maybe potentially finding this Kunkka first, jumping him before he gets this Orchid off, before he gets his spells off. That's something you're looking for.
But you're going to be able to burst him 1800 health and Hadron's Rum you got to go through. You're going Radiance next on Analog, but even if you do go for him, maybe it's going to take too long. You could set up for a multi-man Black Hole from Whisper. You know, maybe Schofield can even just use the rebound defensively to help
They've got the box too.
Reposition. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well, yes,
of
also
course,
that.
There's a lot of tools that Heroic have, right? But if you all just all in the supports, well, the cores are just going to kill you all, so. That's why I'm saying there's not a lot you can do right now.
So you feel like Conqueror is the go, though? Like, if that's the target, ideally.
Yeah, but it can't be, like, 5 heroes standing behind Kunkka and you go, right? This is going to be, like, you have to catch Kunkka away. This is where reading the map is going to be super important. Understanding where Radiant is positioned and taking advantage of heroes being not present to an area and then overcommitting. But Michael, he's doing that thing that we often see these teams doing where they're behind. Just some desperation wards to buy and make some space, but ultimately just going to feed the wards and his life back to Heroic and going to give them a little bit more extra gold to deal with. So
they may lose Pike as well. They're starting to run back to top off the smoke. They also moved Whisper over through the portal. Anticipating him to continue farming to the north jungle. They may be correct. Let's read KJ. Okay, they second guessed. Maybe a little bit too deep. Didn't think he was going to go there in the end. Pike's okay. Deso completed for him now.
Alright. It's definitely something. Definitely not the game he was hoping to have, but not much you can do in this situation.
Yeah. There's an arcade rune down bottom, which they do not see, but anyone's going to be able to scout this out. The storm picked up. We are getting near to the Tormentor timing as well, so we are starting to see Radiant continuing to play around top. Maybe we'll just get a ward. They may not even need to place a ward, though, with how far ahead they are. They look to try and save these for a little bit more aggressive vision to invade once they get the Tormentor and maybe Roche as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wait, so is that a BKB completed? Yeah, alright. So Whisper now has BKB completed, and they have 0 BKB control this game. And you're playing versus 3 cores that love to buy BKB. I mean, the only thing that they have is TA's physical burst damage. Like, but I think TA is target number 1 for Whisper to Black Hole.
Yep.
And will continue to be so. And obviously, little bit of pipe dream here, but level 25, TA has 1 second meld hit bash, can cancel black hole.
Sick. That is indeed a little bit of pipe dream. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere near the 25, unfortunately, but yeah, who knows, maybe.
Yeah. That is their only BKB cancel they have, so just thought I'd throw it out there.
All right, I respect it. They are looking to try and smoke the top once again. We've seen it's been a couple attempts so far to run into Whisper. Domi doesn't get range for the smoke popping. He does, so we know someone's nearby, but unfortunately, there's some information. They're going to stampede to Whisper, just blink away, and he does. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very safe. When you hear the global sound of stampede, you run.
It's not going to work. They drop 2 wards as well, so you can't leave the area. What's Schofield doing?
I mean, they're trying to gain
Walking
control.
on by. Whisper.
Oh, they missed the TA.
Gets one. Nice step away. Pike is able to reposition accordingly. Schofield does. Okay, he's got to go down to the last second. So is this an opportunity for a good team fight? Yuma unsure if he wants to kill the Undying or the Tombstone. Now we'll go for it afterwards. But Dire is still feeling incredibly hesitant. Down the black hole. And even with the early kill onto Schofield, they had to wait until PP was able to show up. Now, Analog is over on the far left side, but Radiant's Orchid 2k health, not an easy go.
Yeah, I mean, Whisper was hoping he'd catch the TA in that one, but just barely misses. Have to use the BKB just to retreat. Doesn't even get a kill with it, but eventually Sven will come in and clean up the Undying. But you still have good vision around this Tormentor. This is what you needed. Your openings are pretty much based off the mistakes of Heroic, right? And that black hole just wasn't good enough to secure this area, so maybe you just lose your Tormentor chances here. You don't have spells and abilities of God Strength down, black hole down, so a little something going the way here of Edge.
And dying one good, nice, yeah.
Yep,
nice.
There it is, and that's a really good shard to have in this game. Something he would have bought himself if he didn't just get it for free, so a high value shard going the way of Edge.
They are back down bottom through the portal. Looks like Michael just once again trying to use the Serpent Wards, opening up the map as best as possible.
And just pops. Unleashed to kill the wards.
The deny, well done. Impressive last couple of minutes though from Edge, doing everything they need to. Of course, a bit of a slip-up Whisper with the black hole. I mean, also with that being said, Tia had to sidestep it, so props to her. Top lane, zip into the Orchid.
He's got the grab ally here.
He's going to be nearby with the Tombstone.
Didn't do it.
What? And they saw him. Oh.
I mean, to be fair,
He probably dies still.
I mean, yeah, Storm dies no matter what. But if his best play actually is probably just a TP out. Yeah, you would have saved the Storm for a second, but I don't know. Maybe you would save him. I'm not sure.
I think they kill the Tombstone too quick, and he gets stunned when he pops out.
Maybe.
But I mean, it's your surely you go for that attempt. Anyway.
Well, it's either you don't go for it and you TP out, right, and cut your losses.
Yeah.
But fortunately, they lose 2 for that one instead of just 1. So essentially, that was worst case scenario.
True. Yeah. Back to looking to try and play across the map here for Heroic. I mean, Yuma's getting ridiculous farm AC for him. Power Rune, no real fight. Pike's actually going to be able to take this out of their hands. We'll see. Is Heroic eyeing up Roche anytime soon, or do they want to continue to play the map?
It's a little hard right there. I'd want to wait for Roche to go to top. That way you have the outpost control. Because I think down there, it'll be a little tough. Yeah, because I think just Dire has advantage on daytime Roche, and Radiant has advantage on nighttime Roche. And whenever you have a Shadow Shaman, TA, and Undying, you have every Roche potential. So yeah, I mean, Heroic aren't able to translate their lead into any objective so far. Didn't get the Tormentor. didn't get Roshan. And they will lose the Shadow Shaman. But they're still farming though. No objectives yet, but they still have the net worth lead.
But they do. See, so
Structures are fortified.
you're somewhat impressive with Edge's movements across the map. I mean, the top one with the Tormentor, like the little skirmish there, and stealing Roche. I mean, playing with the deficit they've had for the majority of this game, they've done a pretty decent job to be able to slowly stabilize. The lead is not growing at a too rapid of a rate, but it feels like Heroic are kind of, you're sick of the status quo of this game. They're going to take it to mid, maybe looking to try and move to top as well. You've lost the God Strength on Yuma, required to bring down that objective, but so maybe they're just going to continue to go back to farming and wait for the next couple of moments until they can go back and find some more map.
I mean, this game is very much so dependent on it going really late game for the side of Edge. And it's gonna come down a lot to just the black holes they're gonna see, right? Because BKBs make you really strong this game. And I think Sven, at some point, will get kited. So if Whisper does
Radiant are scanning.
do a bad black hole at some point in this game, it could be heavily exploited because the rest of your toolkit isn't the best. Not necessarily. And we mentioned before this TA and what she can do in the late game. Not only can she potentially cancel these black holes with the meld, I said level 25, she's at level 17. She's maybe 10 minutes away max from getting that. And they look like they're in a position where they can buy that 10 minutes by getting these objectives and stalling this game out. And Sven's here, we talk about getting kited all the time, and with the grab ally save potentially, and more importantly this Shaman, if he waits for the BKB and is very patient, he can just lock Sven down. So yet again, it's a lot is going to come down to what can this Enigma do with these black holes. One swing and a miss on this black hole and this game could get hard.
Oh, no way.
What?
He actually got it hard for one.
Okay.
Did they also get out Pike and Michael? We're going to keep sticking around bottom. They saw Udomi top. Hope they're going to get a glimpse of it now under the observer board. So Udomi will go down, making a little bit of space. There's a lot. Was this 4 TPs?
Yeah, their whole team went up there. I mean, 4 TP'd, but the TP was already used by Analog for bottom. That's a high price for a small kill. I mean, he does have a lot of net worth though, but I think a lot of that has to do with the free shard he got.
Are you just going to run back down to bottom? So you go bottom, TP4 heroes top, and come here? Like, Pike might be able to actually get... Oh, they have glyph on. Okay.
Oh, he got the glyph.
Yep, true. Which maybe helps Michael with the next Serpent Ward. So I really like what we're, again, seeing out of Dire. Like, playing the side lanes, using the Serpent Wards to force them back into defend their objectives. Then you go flip the map. They are, you're mentioning about the late game, and they're doing a very good job to at least put themselves in a position where they can maybe have a way to contest the mid game to stall this out.
Yeah, and especially if they can get the next Roche and the next Tormentor, these free objectives that they're getting are making sure the net worth advantage isn't going to continuously grow because, as you mentioned, the late game is going to be pretty big, and this TA... Yeah, you got Vegas, but you're not really forcing anything with this Vegas. You're just using it to farm. You're taking it away. I mean, he sees Schofield here.
Pike? Do they black? Okay.
He's got Vegas.
Not really
There's no
sure
way.
if any... True.
And Shaman's out. I mean, Heroic looks like they're getting a little frustrated here. Like, they really want to catch heroes on the map, but they're just getting a bit outmaneuvered. Level 18 on TA, BKB close to completion.
You don't.
Oh, they will find the position 5 again.
Yeah.
Cease Sturge is not up, so on his next death he'll be instant respawn.
They might get Pike with the ward behind the tower. Pike.
Oh, no.
Nice blink away. Analog, looking for the catch onto PP. Might run into Michael instead. Ring around the Rosie. Oh. Okay, he's got vision of the torrent. Right, so another support's going to give over their life.
Yeah, I mean,
Are scanning.
you ideally want cores, right? But you'll take what you can get. But as you can see, the net worth isn't really changing. It's been 7k for the entirety of this Aegis. Aegis does go down though. What is going to be important though, in 3 minutes from now, I mean less than 3 minutes from now, probably like a minute and a half, or 2.5 minutes, sorry, we're going to have the Tormentor up. Don't give this one away. It's time to get some objectives if you're heroic. The time for giving freebies away, as you can see, they don't want to fight on edge. So you have to be ready with your spells to fight. And we have an Aghanim Scepter on Enigma. This now applies like the old Shard, where remember it would like suck people in.
Yeah.
Very, very annoying to play against. So does more damage, sucks people in.
The trap. They are smoked down though, so they only see Schofield. They're gonna see him disappear as well. So instantly the quick U-turn. Pike, Michael, and PP gonna run the opposite direction. Yuma not gonna be able to get the stun, so Edge will be able to disengage as a unit back to the safety of their triangle. Heroic will not fear though. They know the strength they have. Looking to really try and force the issue.
Oh, Centaur has a BKB.
And maybe back.
Alright, we'll see what they can do with this BKB. They got triple BKB. Maybe they decided now is the time to fight.
Xenolog, the first person you want to run into, though. 3,000
I don't think they mind.
Go for him. I'm just going to pop out, give them the information. They're jumping over the right side. Meanwhile, the Tempo Assassin's big corner Black Hole's there as well. This time it's better from Whisper. All they needed was the TA, and they got Pike. And you see they will crumble afterwards. Without the carry, there is no fight to be had.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder there, like, what was the play? It was like, were they trying to catch the TA? Or, sorry, the Enigma? Because it looks like they got caught instead there, but either way, if the fight ever ends where TA's blacked hold and Sven's hitting the TA, that fight's done for. So, you do have a couple options later on to kind of deal with this. One was a grab ally, right? But unfortunately, Undying was initiating on Kunkka, so nowhere close to TA, so that was a bit unfortunate. The second option in the late game is going to be this Aghanim Scepter on Centaur that he has queued up. Maybe, you know, the workhorse will be able to save this Templar in a couple of these engagements.
Things I don't know how reliable this is going to be with the Scepter on Whisper. Like, this pull is so stupid. It's so annoying.
Yeah, that's definitely good. But it's the best tool you do have, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And they take the Tormentor for themselves. They get it on. They get the spotlight.
Sick.
I mean, in this game, adds a little bit of mischance, I guess. I don't know. No illusions really to be found.
Something.
It is something, yeah.
And importantly, they didn't give away the objective. That's what you were saying. You're heroic, but let's not give this one away, and they didn't. We're continuing this net worth off the back of that Tormentor, and the past couple of pickoffs that they've been finding. Usually, it's just been on supports, but finally the big one on the Templar Assassin. They got all the outer objectives as well, so we're up to a 14,000 net worth lead, highest that it's been so far this game.
And the next objective is going to be Roshan. But the cool thing about having a Tia on your team, her N8 will tell you exactly when Rosh is going to spawn.
Let's forget this.
Yeah, so they should be prepared for the Roshan.
I'm glad she can know when Rosh spawns and we can't, you know me?
Why can't we know, actually? Is this a bug?
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't changed it back. It's so weird, actually. Like, nice, I can know when it's guaranteed to spawn. Thank you. That's sick.
It's the same as the players. Maybe we should lose vision too. We should get a spectator hero and we only have vision around.
Yes, nice. Like, okay. Are we just gonna next? We're gonna be playing as well alongside
Yep.
them.
Yeah, you have a spectator here.
Spectator here. Okay. What are we doing here, Michael? Along with Pike, chilling in the trees. Some pings are coming through. Wow, close on Whisper, man. Oh, it's to the outpost as well.
Radiant's top
So looking to try and quickly move across the map. They might actually catch them off guard. PP. Look at your dome by the looks of it. Will they?
Or
Okay,
missed.
they apparently won't. See? Oh man, such a weird game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Chat's got to be so happy. 3-2-2. Haha, sick kill count. My Vitaly Centaur's just hitting a T2 tower and it's like,
Yeah, he
what
knows.
is this game?
He knows he can't lose the gem. What's up?
Yeah, true.
All right. They're giving Roche away. They know Roche can spawn, but versus this Enigma, probably not going to be something you can contest here. So, bro, they're taking the objectives. It is time, and they might also just be taking the life of the Shadow Shaman if he wants to continue to chase. Which he does. Ghost Scepter might buy some time.
Run, Michael! Yes, they won't think you're still in the trees. If you shackle though, unfortunately, they will know exactly where you are.
I think they had an idea.
Yeah, no, he was dead. Oh,
Alright, Satanic is the next choice for Sven. I mean, definitely good with Wrath of God, but you don't lifesteal off hitting Refraction, so that's something you do have to be careful about.
oh, Vitaly. It's only over the top of the Enigma's one. It's such a beautiful setup with the torrent. It's not enough. They actually find Whisper to start the team fight. The high ground would. That was everything they needed. The information of where Whisper was positioned, and we've woken up a little bit. 6,000 gold down to now for Heroic. They thought they could just walk it down the lane with the kill into the Shaman and the Aegis advantage, but no, Edge finally able to fight back.
I was gonna say, Templar's level 22. We're getting there.
All right, we're getting there. Count off. We've all been waiting for Black Hole.
I mean, to be honest with you, like playing Enigma versus TA is a little stressful because you have the traps, right, to play against. So you don't know if he sees you at all times. Number two is this hero likes to blink around a lot. So hitting the black hole before he blinks is a little stressful. And then add another tool where is he just going to cancel my black hole because he has this meld bash? Also very stressful. So it's not easy to play Nig versus TA. It's one of those matchups where if you do manage to get him, it feels great, but it's really, really hard to catch the TA.
Oh, hang on. What just happened? Did they fix the gem? Idomi has KJ's gem. It did just say he bought it as well, which was a little bit confusing, but I don't know.
They got two gems.
Did you see that? It just popped up on the side like they bought a gem, but it says that Idomi.
I mean, they probably
don't know,
fixed
dude.
it. You know, that's something that there's no way would continue to be in the game for longer than a few hours. So, good to see, because that was,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, we could all just be confused too. You know, maybe there was just literally 3 instances in a row where people didn't see it. You never know.
I still refuse to believe that.
That wards were dropped mid lane. Okay.
And they're hitting it with Pike as well. Okay. Previously, it's only been the Serpent Wards as the person sieging, but now feeling a little bit stronger than what they have previously. Daedalus completed onto Pike. The big one, though, as well, is Whisper's Refresher, and he has the Outward Staff as well. So maybe giving him an opportunity to outplay. We've seen it might continue to be the case where he is the main person they're trying to jump. He was also just high grounding. So maybe start onto the Centaur, as everyone else is a little bit further away. They won't get the BKB out of Yuma though.
Yeah, he actually didn't go for the workhorse either. He decided to go for a heart, so his plan is just to jump in, give some vision, and try to get that kill. I wonder if an Aghanim will come on PP at some point in this game. He does have Nullifier queued up, probably to deal with what we just saw there, the escape act being quite annoying. Doesn't work for Sven anymore. He has a shard, so you can't purge the Warcry. So it truly is pretty much just to deal with these supports that both have a Ghost Scepter and, of course, the box.
As a carry play, when you look at the TA go for this neutral item, is this item good? Like, because I at least my P brain when I'm thinking like, where does the value come from if it gets cancelled pretty regularly and you take damage?
Your TA though, right? One of the most valuable things you can have on Templar Assassin is attack range. So if you have Refraction on, you're almost always full HP. So taking 25 damage on TA is really hard to do, because even if you get hit, you take 0 damage, right? Just how Refraction works, so it's pretty good on TA. Yep. You want to be able to have as much attack range as possible in this hero.
Oh, she gonna jump over the top of the left, but KJ was already there, and Whisper will stop the TP up. They got him a bigger fish finally to fry.
Costly mistake. I feel like TA almost has to play flawlessly if she wants to win this game. One or two of those and the game was just gonna spiral out of control, especially if you have to buy back here. And more importantly, maybe you buy back here, you have no BK beat. Whisper can just refresh and go again. See what the call is here. I mean, God's Strength is going down soon, so maybe you don't want to go all the way into the high ground.
Analog is really far away from the team. They don't have the damage. They'll force up the BKB though.
Yeah, those shackles were really late. If they wanted to make something happen there. Now he's just gonna press Satanic and be full HP. Cool. Yeah, they want to force up this TA buyback.
Atali. Bloody strong, protected with the heart. Whisper's gonna pop the refresh shot. Doesn't want to use the black core just by himself, but he didn't get the BKB off, and now he's in trouble maybe. The box from KJ will keep him alive. Stampede as well. They want to try and take the final edge. They bought back on the Templar Assassin.
Yeah. That's perfect for Heroic. That's everything they could have asked for and more. They get the disengage, they get the TA buyback. Alright. Now, what do you want to do in this situation? Do you just want to stay up here? Do you want to try and commit something? It's a tough call to make. You do have one black hole available. And you know if you kill this TA, the game is just over. Pike TP's back. And they're going to smoke out, but he's level 24 and 3/4, so he doesn't have that bash shit yet.
No Lotus, unfortunately. This soon, though. Sorry, the Wisdom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Try and find the lane instead. They're going to go through the portal to top. So they will avoid the smoke. Do they go back through the portal after they take the Tormentor? Oh, they're going to see the... They have no vision. What do they do? They have a ward. They should know. Okay, so they won't go back.
Alright. Mediocre shard in the Marcy there. Unfortunately, the supports of Radiant don't have the best shards, so not getting a lot of value from these Tormentors. But you are denying them, which is good. Alright, they're gonna find Centaur.
25. Yeah, they're gonna get the jump. Vitali almost going up. Truso will be able to protect him. They'll look to try and bring it down, but they won't be able to do so fast enough. They either want to turn towards the Undying, but the Glimmer Cape helps him slip away over to the left side. back over towards Vitali's location. They continue to put some damage into the Centaur, and everyone else is not there. Vitali's gone, and he doesn't have a buyback.
And then Dying was able to just glimmer out and blink away. All right. I mean, no buyback, but since he did use God Strength, that's going to be down. Not sure if they're going to be able to exploit this. 3 seconds left on the refresh orb for Enigma, so I'm sure they want to try and fight soon here. And he's dead. But Cisa Sturge makes him alive again.
Can confirm. Fix the gem.
Yep.
Picked it up. I saw. If we needed confirmation.
Yeah, I mean, bugs like that usually don't stay in the game for long. Hi.
Maybe. Also, Undying's dying. Back-to-back deaths. Now Pike as well. Whisper's going to TP in. Oh, what do you do? What's up, Whisper? Just go for the black hole, the vision for the choreo. Oh, well done, Schofield. Uses the choreo for the vision. And this is a dieback, and this will just be game as well. What are you going to do without your tier? You got 0 damage.
It's going to be pretty rough here. I wouldn't be surprised if Whisper just refreshes and they go again. But maybe he wants to min-max to get a Malefice off or something. Or potentially a Midnight Pulse before doing so. But yeah, I think it's time to go. Travels 2 on Enigma. Yuma just has to hit. And at this point, it looks almost inevitable that we're going to a game number 3 here.
Slow burn of a game. Felt like this was coming for quite a ways away. Maybe there was some outplay potential, but the probability was very low for Dial.
Yeah, I mean, Heroic are actually taking this really slow. They're going to go for Megas instead of trying to end the game. I mean, they're going to have plenty of time to try both.
Backline zip. PP wants to try and zip with the Ringmaster and will be able to do so. Now there's also a moment of opportunity to deal with the Enigma. PP's damage. Showcase, he might be able to blow him up, but doesn't have it in time. Refresher, Black Hole, the last one to close out the game. No buyback on PP. Was almost enough for his damage with the Witchblade. Shaman, unfortunately, Michael, you've got nothing left in the tank. And so due to the race of the Edge boys as well. Heroic, they will be able to even up our series. It did take them a while to finally be able to close out this game, but they will be able to do it in the end.
Maybe with some buybacks they can delay this, but this isn't Megas yet. Well, they have 3 buybacks here. I mean, they're definitely going to be down Mega Creeps, but like I said, they chose to go for Megas instead of going for the Throne. But as you can see, like that sequence of events, I think they went down 20,000 net worth from just what happened after TA died. All those buybacks, the entire base goes down. 34,000 gold advantage. Straight into Roshan now as well. And maybe Storm. Oh, Storm's not alive. They're going to try and take this Roche fight with no Storm. I mean, there's no Black Holes, so there's that. But can you find the angle? Looks like you cannot. 4 daggers thrown out by King Jungles just to disengage.
So stupid.
Yeah, I don't think there's many spells in Dota, if any, that have like 4 charges, so I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, just 4 random daggers just for vision, okay. Just one after another after another.
And the Spotlight, of course.
Yep, Spotlight. It's an interesting hero. Got a unique toolkit. They have 2 Roche's banners as well on the Ringmaster, okay. Yes, how are you going to stop the siege with double the invulnerability?
Not sure if you can.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you have to kill Enigma. That's like 100%. I mean, they almost did it last fight, but honestly, I think the Outworld staff he had kept him alive just long enough to kind of make a play there. So 20 seconds on Refresher. Black Hole is up. Both of those will be at your disposal. I think you can just show your Sven, and if they ever go on Sven, you just be very, very patient on this Enigma. You must be the most patient Enigma in the world here. Oh, Pike's Courier.
Has been killed.
See ya.
It's going. It's close to Rapier. 450 gold. Eeping in, maybe thinking he's got to run to the secret shop instead, or maybe they just want
Good
their
luck
own
with that.
Rapier on analog.
I mean, losing his Courier means he lost the Rapier, so...
Ooh. All right.
Oh, can he make it, though? Pike is on a journey. The journey for the Rapier.
Scanning.
Dun him. He gets it and will instantly TP out. So, Rapier is online.
Conker also has a Rapier. He can
Well, that's
assemble
fun.
it.
Oh, TA though, she pops here.
Oh, TA!
Oh, no, oh, bash! The bash!
Cancel, we got the bash! So inside the base and our Whisper's stuck in this
He's dead.
woods. They're gonna be able to kill it. No way, dude. No way they actually defend the base. Not a bad start at all. Analog, he's gonna get out with his own Rapier. He activated it. Peepy's gonna try and catch up to him with the buyback. Can they get the kill into the... No, they won't. They won't be able to kill off KJ before the TP does go out successfully from Whisper, but they're losing more members.
It's a
Meanwhile, over the right
disaster,
side,
honestly.
where is the Sven? Sven, he's got no one. He didn't get the memo. Everyone else was retreating, but the opportunity for him to get out was not there. What just happened?
I told you the meld hit bash was gonna win this game. It, like, literally, the projectile was flying the same second the black hole hit the ground, and it canceled the first black hole. Then after that, he was just out of position. He dies. He bought back too, by the way, there. I mean, luckily they did get analog out with that Rapier, because if you feed that Rapier, well, this game, net worth-wise, is looking much different. But that's what you gotta do. Like, in a perfect world, this meld bash is going to kill this Enigma and cancel black holes.
And, well, okay, there's a couple things. Vitali, he's going Aethelens next to give him extra range with the workhorse. You also have a Hex
Tower is under
on the Undying. I don't know where he got this goal, but you told me it's Blink Hex, so we're gonna see. There's a like they have been getting very close to blowing up multiple members, like not even only just the Enigma, but even some cores as well. We've seen Conker and the Sven's been very close to being killed off from 4 to 0, but a lot of that's going to come down to the Ringmaster's ability to keep them alive with the box.
Well, even that's kind of counter with the Nullifier, right, from the Storm Spirit. And Storm, he's got an Aghanim Scepter. I don't know, man. You got to be a little bit nervous if you're heroic, actually, because you have no buyback on this Enigma. If he dies, yeah, if he dies, it could be a problem. And now Storm, he's hit critical mass. Plasma, level 27, with the Aghanim Scepter. He's got a Nullifier. King Jungles has no chance in any of these fights. Look at his itemization. He's got Travels, Blink, Ghost Scepter, Atos. He has 2k HP. That's literally like 3 seconds of Storm's time to kill him. So I don't think the box is going to be a huge issue here. Same for this Enigma. If this Enigma manages to get stunned, because he doesn't have any items, such as like a Shadow Blade or something to help him position. And thank goodness, like, the Ninja Gear has been cycled out, so that item's not going to help you either. Or is Ninja Gear tier 5 now or something? I don't even know.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
It's just gone. Yeah.
Well, they're back alive. All is 5. And Analog's going to charge up the high ground. They'll see everyone else very shortly with the trap. I will go back towards the base. So Vitali's going to change his build from the 8th lens once he heals into the Wind Waker. And in fact, it's actually going to be Yudomi going 8th lens next to help out with maybe the save along with the Hex. We've got a couple of the Zune Blood Rites. Pike outside the base. Schofield's got the gem. He's going to see Pike. I don't know if he's got the quick nuke, and yeah, he does. He has to get the blink away.
Oh, he
It's a
baited
really
Yudomi.
awkward position to take a team fight in, and poor Yudomi really didn't want to be here, and luckily for him, he's got the Ceaseless Dirge up.
Pretty useful in these late game situations, huh?
Does that count as the buyback death timer as well? Because he was dead for
Probably.
90. Does it?
I'm not sure, but it makes sense because yeah, we saw the max timer, and I'd imagine it resets, so that's good for him.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the buybacks are coming out for them as well. Centaur,
needs money.
Undying, and the Shaman. Yeah, that's the big thing. The money at the moment.
I mean, it's just not very simple on how you should take these fights. Like, Pike is now 6 slotted. He has another Rapier, a backup Rapier queued up on top of just potentially getting a Moon Shard. You might think about adding in an Ags as well. Consumable Ags.
What are we storing gems? Why did they put the gem there? Look at the top. Did you see it? By the Tormentor? They just left
I
it.
see.
Conker just put it on the ground. What are we doing actually? Are we still don't keep it in the base now? It's just this is our treasure trove.
It's
Michael,
safe there. Don't worry about it.
let's get the blink away, but unfortunately X and a buyback, of course, is going to be a big problem for him. Will not have this one. Well, he does actually. Has enough gold.
I mean, it is buy, but
50 gold is for it.
yeah, they're not finding the openings that they want. They're trying to find this Enigma, ideally. But this Marcy keeps placing herself in harm's way. I mean, she's got 3,000 HP, right? Basher online for the Marcy. I think Schofield wants to bait himself in these fights. That way, the Sven and Enigma do not have to. And of course, they don't want to lose this Rapier on Analog too, so somebody has to go.
Not an
Like
easy
it.
kill, but they're going to try and do it. Get the US Scepter, but the Black Core's going to be used as well, but it's not the greatest. PP zipped into it. They'll use the box to try and keep Whisper alive for the moment. He'll pop back out. Refresher is ready. Second round of the
they
Black
went
Cops.
on
They
the
want
tier.
another Templar Assassin. She's just gone. Yuma found an angle for the stun and now says, thank you, sir. I'll take the Rapier. Vitalo's going to be able to run into the Enigma down to the south. The Vortex as well will drag multiple people in. That's a dieback onto Whisper, and KJ's a little bit vulnerable as well. Yuma, he's wasting all his time just to deal with Yudomi. Their base, it's going to die. It's going to be a repeat. The thro's just falling. Someone needs to glyph. Yudomi needs to go back. Oh, protects it at the last second. Oh.
I mean, they do have Glyph, but that throne is getting really low. This is one of the hard things of playing against Mega Creeps. These lanes will constantly push out, but they'll defend it for now. And Vitali showing the power of this Aghanim Shard on the Centaur. 6,000 HP, just basic, but he had like up to 8,000 HP in that fight. Eventually able to kill this Enigma. They didn't even need the Black Hole to kill the Templar Assassin there. And were they able to escape with the Rapier? Yeah, I mean, they got it on Yuma, so Yuma now has a Rapier. And the gold and buyback situation isn't good enough here for Pike to be able to buy another Rapier and have buyback for some time.
There's
They would-
going to be an opening where TA will be alive and they might actually be able to contest Roshan with Whisper still dead. We'll see if they can get the waves out though.
I mean, Roche helps a little bit, but it's like, who even takes Roche at this stage of the game? Just put it on your Undying or something, or? And Pike
It was
bought a brown pair of boots. Just like a placeholder here. He wants a Rapier there, but brown boots it is for now.
Oh, this is not going to be fast enough. This,
And
you're gonna
buyback
have to
is
think
up on
otherwise.
Enigma.
Analog's just gonna run at them. You can yeah, I mean, Yuma's pinging the Ancient. This throne is super vulnerable. Yes, you have to
Oh, he got
blind
the
Tali. Nice jump.
He's
They're
dead.
gonna get Whisper down. He's got to buy back and or use it instant. Now, what's it call an edge to continue to stick around for the team fight? Such a hard position for you to fight without the possibility to buy back in and deep into the outpost. Meanwhile, Yuma finds Vitali inside the river. Michael's going to be able to give him some breathing room with
jumping
the X.
soon.
They want to go over to the right side. There comes PP. Vortex, Vitali, another round of the stun, but it's still a cooldown currently. Vitali down to half health, falling low with the rapier onto Yuma. It's going to be okay, though. The zombie's slow and with the BKBs expiring makes it a little bit more difficult. They'll get the buyback out of Whisper and die out. They will get away.
All right, another buyback on Whisper here. What a beautiful jump. I think it was just a blind jump there. I don't think they had any vision. It's like, I'm just
did
going to
have a
trust
but
them.
I don't know if it got
Oh,
day
did
one.
they? Okay. Well, either way, like, that's what they need. I don't know how they got up there to plant a ward, but kudos to whoever did that. I mean, Roche will go the way of raiding here, but yet again, it's like, I guess Whisper Vegas? Sure. I mean, this is probably your best bet. He has no buyback. He can feel a bit more confident showing on the map here. So, yeah, I guess this choice of putting on Whisper, I like it a lot. I think putting it on the Sven or the Kunkka would honestly feel bad, because you don't want to get rid of any of these items in your inventory.
So another rapier on Pike, 350 gold. Maybe, of course, less. I have to imagine we'll sell the boot, so...
I mean, I haven't seen enough Ultra Laking. Is Block of Cheese still a thing in this game? Or was that
Yeah, it is,
removed? Okay. I saw him just eat a full Lotus there. I'm just kind of like,
Who was this, sorry?
Yuma.
So,
Wondering maybe he should start thinking about Block of Cheese.
he's constantly pinging Throne. It sounds like he's wanted, like, let's just go hit Ancient, guys, but...
No, you can't do that. Not when Glyph is up. Not when you're playing against multiple buybacks here. I mean, TA just doesn't have the money for the buyback. Did she end up purchasing another rapier?
Yeah, she got it.
Yep, there it is. But no
Still has
buyback.
boots, let's go.
That's a placeholder.
Just in case you lose the rapier again. That's a bad mentality. Just sell the boots, you don't need it. Burn the boats.
Bad mentality.
Heroic, very, very hesitant. I mean, I guess we got tier 5s, so top ones work on it. Importantly, even besides the tier 5, Wind Waker as well for the Centaur. We got a couple of Regalias. Whisper
they're-
even went for it. Got cast range. Jesus.
Oh yeah, Regalia on Enigma. Okay. I want to see a disgraced one. Lost potential here.
What do you want to see this grace one?
Because it's in the game.
I see, okay.
And I haven't seen it yet.
Someone's got to get out and farm. I feel like this is up to you, PP, but of course, zero vision. Yeah, I mean, you see the drawing in the map. Kedge is like, lads, we've got to control the jungle. Can't give them any room.
I mean, PP can definitely go out there and farm anything he wants. And he should, too. Pike needs the Regalia. That's what he needs.
Someone we're like, we got to get out. They've covered bottom with the observer ward. They're going to run inside the base as well, but the smoke might pop in the position that they are. Well, they have the ward. PP's actually going to try and get the jump of the Hex. He's out as well. Now Whisper.
yay.
Oh, they're gone. Yuma's amp damage with the rapier. They evaporate. They're still going to try, however. Pike is a little bit vulnerable. Superman over towards the Ancient. Has he got a bit too far? He doesn't have the Aegis. Down goes Yuma. That's rapier on the deck as well. Pike, if he wants, can snag a second rapier. Mimo analog as well. They'll buy back on Yuma, which is a pretty heavy committal.
Yeah, that's another
back,
black hole,
Kudomi.
though.
Doesn't get the blink timing. Vitali's not going to be able to drag him in as well. Yuma will show up in full force. Throne, it's low. Yes, you've still got a glyph, but you've got to get the creeps off.
There's so many creeps here.
PP not
Piled-
bad
oh,
opening
they
onto
got
the
them.
Enigma, importantly. They got Whisper, but
Got
the
it.
box is going to be able to protect him. Whisper, and keep an eye on the Throne, because Yuma just wants out of this game, and with the BKB, it's going to expire. They need the stuns, and they need it now, but they're not going to get it. They will not find it. Jeez, a drop. And it looks like they have done so on the edge, but is it going to work out? On paper, sure, but still, you need to be able to execute in this final game to cement your spot in the grand final. It's the best of 5 where you await your opponent. We're going to find out. They're going to get straight back into the action early on. We've got a 5-man smoke from Dire, starting to run straight towards Radiant. Actually, Coddle is not with them currently. PB up to. Defensive wall.
They got multiple wards. I actually see him with this ward. If you walk up to this high ground, you will die. Smoke is used, so they get popped immediately. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can chase that, but the smoke's not down technically. It was only just the Shadow Shaman that got revealed. And you can see King Jungles is behind enemy lines here on this Naga.
Got down, there's a long wrap around. Scofield's doing it. He actually, I don't know how he made it up to the high ground.
Schofield needs to be studied by scientists on how his brain works.
KJ's smoke is going to expire pretty shortly, and they might see him after he runs away with dropping the ward. Hello there? So is he deciding if he's going to block a camp? Or he's just going to wait to TP away.
You know, a lot of players suffer from like overthinking the game. I feel like Schofield does not have that issue.
No, this guy's just natural intuition, just plays it out.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't really care, you know? Like, if I die, I die. I'm just gonna do what I'm setting out to do. And that's kind of what makes him so good at what he does as well.
So this is just maybe him as a person, and
Yeah, it
like
has to be, yeah.
Sure.
He's one of the most unique Dota players I've ever seen. Just the way he views the game. And oftentimes it is literally just him not caring about what most other people would care about. Like, oh, I don't want to feed here, I don't want to die here. It's like, what's Schofield doing there? Like, it's just baffling to a lot of other players, but like, he's willing to take the risk, and it oftentimes pays off.
Have you spoken of, like, is this an outlook that a lot of other people have on Schofield as well in the pro scene? I know, again, you've mentioned about like your previous team, and if Schofield enters into your own jungle, you just like you leave him. But like, would you say this is a viewpoint that a lot of other players have as well in the international scene on Schofield?
Oh, for sure. Everyone knows him as like, he's gonna try and outplay you. He's trying to waste your time.
He also should be dead here.
Nah, he's fine.
We're
But he's gonna take a lot of
bit
damage.
too slow.
I mean, it's good damage. Always helps. He's got one salve out as well. And this is just kind of how Terrorblade lanes go. They did nerf Terrorblade a little bit, but it seems that it never really matters. You know, just innately how much base damage and armor this hero has. These small nerfs of minus 10 damage, like minus attack range, meta still seems to reign supreme as a spell that'll just win you any level 2 engagement. Long cooldown though.
Yes, that is true. It is an exceptionally long cooldown. Right. Well, they're actually going to look to make
good
it go.
timber chain.
So with the meta on cooldown, they feel Pike is pretty vulnerable. And the Whisperer is going to have a free lane now for the next minute and a half. He can farm pretty comfortably.
And as you can see, PP's actually been stacking the camps there, farming it up. Like, you're not meant to really win this lane. You're just supposed to out-economy the Death Prophet, which, you know, technically, if you look at it, is a win. But you're not going to get, like, denies and slow down her levels, but the Death Prophet also will not do the same to you, so.
I feel like the Coddle is very similar in the sense of like a Zeus, right? You both trade farm mid.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe Zeus not as much, of course, as the Coddle with going back into the jungle, but just purely with the lane sense where you both just find free farm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much anyone that lanes versus Coddle is going to free farm. But the question is, can you stop Coddle from out farming you by doing what Coddle's doing right now and just spamming pools in the jungle? And back when Coddle was meta, you'd see supports go here and ward this or contest these stacks, but maybe Coddle's been out of the meta. Okay. It's a good kill. Behind the tower, gets Pyke's courier as well. And
So
one.
bottom, Yuma for looking for the toss back. KJ's going to be able to find the ensnare out of the tower. Tried to go for the silence, but unfortunately wasn't there in time. So back-to-back kills, Heroic. Starting strong in their side lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good, and Pyke is struggling a lot in this top lane here. I mean, his CS looks good, but why is his net worth so bad?
Radiant's middle tower is under
Huh.
attack.
That's a good question. What happened?
Did he lose an item?
Are you on the corridor?
I don't think that removes... Anyway, whatever, I don't think it removes your net worth, but yeah, his CS looks fine, but his net worth is incredibly low. Maybe he bought too many consumables here. Could be possible. But either way, I think you do need to stop this Coddle, though, at some point. Oh, they did ward it. Okay, so they came by, and it is blocked. So, I don't know when Schofield did that, but this is going to slow down the Coddle a little bit until he buys his own sentry, which he did have, but his sentry doesn't see the sentry that Schofield down to block the camp.
How do you play besides blocking the camp to slow down the Coddle? What is the... Like, how do you play accordingly to the Coddle's movements pretty shortly when he gets the vessel?
You don't have any dispels, really, so you just kind of have to predict his movements. Keep a TP scroll with you. But there's multiple ways to cancel TPs here with pretty much everyone except for the Terrorblade, right? So you just have to try and dodge him, but he's gonna make his first rotation to steal the enemy neutral. So he's like, alright, you can block my camps. I'll just steal your stacks instead. No big deal. All good with me. Yadomi steals the creeps there away from his Coddle. And that's a support tax.
Back here as well, apparently. So then we haven't really spoken about without the, besides the kill that we saw Yuma get down bottom with the toss. He's 32 last hits, Conquer 37. They're both farming relatively well. And no real pressure at least put onto the cause, and that'll probably continue to be the case. We'll see if it's going to be the Radiance build from Vitali or not.
Dire's top tower is
I mean, he's been kicked out of the lane on the Terrorblade. Usually I don't see this lane go this poorly, but Whisper... I mean, there's a reason why this guy was considered the best Timber in the world for a while.
Oh wait, bro, this ain't happening. It would be busy.
I mean, he just claimed vessel charges with that. He didn't have any. So that's actually kind of a big death. I think he'll clean up this big camp here, maybe farm another wave mid, and then he'll have 2 charges of vessel. And that is where you start getting scared if you're Timbersaw, I think. And Timber, he's just going to smoke up and farm an Ancient stack. A cute little play.
Wonder what defensive item he goes for early on if he does feel like he needs one. He's got Kaya Blink queued up, but is this how you play into the Coddle?
He'll probably Yules at some point, just because you are playing against Coddle and Kunkka. Yules is a great option to And plus, you can do the cool things, right, where you can chain Yules, and it breaks the Yules. It allows you to go kind of deep. But I think Kaya Blink is the more aggressive route, where you're just going to get in there, try to burst the TB, and you probably can too, right? Just get in there, use all your spells, and he's either going to be super low HP or be dead, and either of those will win. And you need the Blink so you can chain out, right? That way he doesn't just sunder you. Because he did go for the Twistum Chakram facet, which gives him an additional Chakram into the damage. And I heard a smoke.
Is under attack.
It's Coddle. He is smoked. He has Vessel.
With the smoke. Down to bottom. Target's going to be onto Yuma. And they will have the control, importantly, from Vitali as well. Comes the dive. Yuma, any response going to be there from Radiant? Doesn't look like that would have been the case. So he's got KJ in the trees, but nothing he can do to assist. So first movement of the game, you were seeing that Radiant kind of just need to anticipate the movements from PP's Coddle, and the first one they will not be able to read.
Yeah, it's a little reminiscent of the first move his Magnus made, right? They're connected.
Top lane. Sunder onto Whisper, but the Shackles as well prevents the extra control and damage they needed from Michael. They would just turn to Schofield instead, so a job well done though for the support, and Whisper's going to make sure that he recognizes the job that he did, and he's actually even going to assist as well. So back in for the nuke, and Michael's gone.
Easy kill there. Schofield baiting him, getting the tip. And now the Blink Dagger will be online for Whisper here. I imagine he'll probably want to finish Blink just because he has the money for it, but we'll see. Nope, he wants the Kaya. Okay. Just too much value in the mana regen amplification and spell amp, I think. It's been a while since I've seen Pyke, especially playing a hero like Terrorblade, being bottom of the network of all cores. Yeah. His game is not going the way he wanted it to go. And we talked about how this DP is going to have a tough game. Well, DP rushed Yules. It's already online. Brown Boots Yules, realizing you need that dispel as soon as possible. And these Yules, as I mentioned, are going to be high value. Alright. And it looks like Naga will be the consolation. But she's dragging the mid wave away too, even though she died.
Whisper's also going to be here to try and help with the defense. He will get the wave back. And unfortunately, Analog used Exo. I don't know if there was extra damage onto the tower, but I saw he was farming at least with the last little bit of Exo. So I didn't catch the main purpose of this, but it being on cooldown and everyone else not feeling too comfortable trying to defend the tower. So first objective of the game. So second objective. The first one for Edge.
Yeah, pretty slow game, but I think if you're playing versus a Coddle and the game is slow, that's good for you, right? This is a hero that really likes to make a lot of impact in the first 15 minutes of the game, and if your impact in the first 15 minutes of the game is just one tiny kill, you're not happy with that. Not at all.
Here's closing into the boot to travel on PP, which make it a little bit easier for him to be able to connect with the moves. But you only really have one place to go. Like, bottom is the easiest with the Conquer. We saw previously they were trying to set up on top, but it seems like it's a little bit more telegraphed on where PP is going to be. Analog will avoid also attempt onto his life.
I think we're in for a little bit of a farm fiesta. At least for a little bit.
Who would you say this favors if we get to the mid game and it's somewhat even?
It's really hard to say. I kind of want to say heroic a little bit, just because I think you can itemize your way out of most of the problems you have against the... hold on.
Combination's going to come through down to the south, but there's no extra follow-up onto Yuma because they've intercepted PP. It does mean that, I mean, we are also seeing some of the problems out of Heroic at the moment. Their control is really lacking, and you also unfortunately don't have level 6 from KJ still 13 minutes into the game, so he was unable to stop Dive from disengaging.
Yeah, I mean, both teams used Runaway. it was super effective.
Use from.
So what I was basically saying about these lineups and why I kind of favor Heroic going later on to this game, like, you can buy your way out of most of the problems you have. Like, Solar Bind is dispellable by a million items in the game, right? X Torrent also solved by a lot of items in the game. And that's your control, right? You don't. There's not much else. There's like maybe a Atos and a Deadshot. And I guess the supports are gonna have to carry with Atoses.
Dude, Scope's crazy, bro.
That's what he does. This is just how he plays the game. I told you, he just... You know the fear receptor a lot of people have in their brain? I don't know if he was... I don't know if he has it.
Dire are scanning.
Just use the wards to try and just zone out. And now KJ is going to use his first song as well to get the wisdom. So he... oh, they got the turret. Alright, they got him.
He steals some of those now. You want.
And what is the... For KJ this game, how does he look to try and use the song as well? Because we've seen it's been easier for the previous Naga Sirens with you being able to set up the song with the, of course, Black Hole or RP. What is kind of his thought process with how he uses the song this game?
To me, I think it'd be defensive. I mean, you can choose, really. Depends on the situation. Like, it can be used defensively this game or offensively.
Bottom tower is under
Because he does still have setup, right? Like, you can use Song, and we're teleporting out on... Oh, he got out on Schofield. There's no obvious way to use it this game. It's like the correct answer, I think. Because, as mentioned before, like, you can set up for some abilities. Like, you do have Avalanche, you do have Shaman that can wait, but I think Counter Initiation might be the best. Like, you see this X boat come out, or you see a Wheel of Wonder, and then maybe just Song. Let those spells go off, and then counter. And eventually in this game, you do have Shaman, you do have Tiny, you do have potentially an Ags on Naga. You have some good lockdown, and that does scale into the game, unlike Edge's lockdown. It does not scale very hard.
So how do you actually take fights on Dire, like, as this game goes on? Because it sounds like, it seems like the way to take team fights is going to be pretty difficult, and maybe we're really just, it's up to Pike with his damage on the Terrorblade. Speaking of Pike, I don't know. He's just actually going through the portal. He does also have a bunch of other heroes here. So Udomi's going to run into Analog, but this is once again showcasing their big issue at the moment. They'll get the objective, but this has taken far too long. Like, Heroic is 16 minutes in. You're pretty happy with how long you kept this tower up.
I mean, it's going to be the Atoses. These supports need Atos. So this is going to be a game where I think... I don't know. I guess none of these heroes want Manta style, but maybe Tiny considers it. And they're gonna go on the Tiny here and sleep, maybe?
They got the damage?
Oh, he doesn't have it. Sleep's down.
Still for another 10 more seconds. And with PP nearby, they should be able to offer enough damage. The nuke, yep, he's gone. They're gonna respond though with Heroic. Unfortunately, it's a couple of ultimates and just a kill onto Michael. So this game... Finally, we're going to get a juicy kill onto one of the cores. Edge have to use a lot, and it's a little bit chaotic in the end, but they'll find it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they wrote it down or something, but 10 seconds left on Sleep. If Sleep was up in that situation, that could have been a disaster. But luckily, wasn't up. They knew. They had the timer.
So I want to go past the Atos builds that you're mentioning on Edge. When these aren't an issue, because we're going to have the Dispel items on Heroic, you mentioned a lot, you really like lineups that have an easy way to your team fight and just ease of execution. Where does that actually come from for Dire when the Atoses aren't really a massive factor?
Ease of execution, and I don't know, that's the hard part, right? Like, you need to get Hex on Coddle or something. Because, like, inherently their lineup doesn't have that easy lockdown. Like, it's very easy to run away from the lineup of Edge. I mean, it's hard right now, but it's going to be easier as this game progresses. Like, when Tiny has BKB, maybe he'll buy a Manta. You have, like, these Yules on pretty much every single support is going to want a Yules, it looks like, as well as the cores. There's just like a lot of options you have in this game that can just buy your way out of the problems. But for now, you don't have them. As you see, Schofield, he's going to die. So that's what I mean. You got to get a lot of work done in these next like 7 minutes, I want to say, if you are Edge.
Okay. Let's see if they're going to be able to do so. They get the kill mid. They're going to try and look to move the top as well, combining with the Terrorblade. Does have meta and also, of course, Tormentor in a minute 30. Once again, either side dropping Observe Wards down around this location to try and at least set up for a potential fight.
And
We'll
Whisper didn't even go.
This favors.
Yeah, Whisper didn't even go for that Blink Dagger. He just went straight BKB, realizing multiple Atoses, Solar Binds, silences, dead shots. If he has a BKB, he's a god in this game.
Whisper coming through the portal with a wraparound. Michael's going to hold him into place momentarily. Udomi feels like they can fight, but the rest of the team's actually over to the right side. They're out of there. PP beeline to mid, and Pike didn't want to play around with his 1/3 health Sunder, so this does seem like they're potentially giving away this area of the map to Heroic if they want the Tormentor.
It's hard. Whisper is the raid boss right now. This BKB Kaya build,
Radiant's middle tower is under
nobody can kill him. Literally impossible. They have to kite out his BKB. But they are leaving. He just songed on Naga. Did he? Misclick? Uh-oh.
Boy.
Hopefully that doesn't
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
be something he regrets in the near future.
Find out. So bottom's going to be the siege. We got some time. His Radiance just completed at a perfect moment.
More for
This
this
game's
TP
about to
then.
break up with a big fight.
He's
PP
got
rolls
a
over to the right
BKB.
side. Whisper's going to protect himself with the BKB. He's okay. Now, does he want to continue to use this one aggressively or not? The call's going to be to disengage, which gives an opportunity for Dire. How do you protect Whisper now inside the fights? And they're out of there. So does this leave the Tormentor to top? The issue is there were a couple of TPs down to bottom, and it's going to be difficult for them to make it. So Heroic are actually going to go through the portal themselves, and Pike is currently here at the moment. Yuma's not going to be able to slow him down.
It looks like
Do you
Yuma.
not force this fight top? I guess how do you get there on edge?
They can't. Looks like Yuma made a little bit of a mistake in his itemization, but probably not a costly one. Like, he accidentally bought the Ogre Club instead of buying the Shadow Amulet, so he's gonna not have the BK nor have the Shadow Blade. It's just the components for both of them. Whoopsie. I mean, maybe it's nerves. I don't know. Like the misitemization, the wasted song. Luckily for them, it might not matter too much, just because like they still got the Tormentor, right? I'm sure he'll have plenty of time to farm an extra 400 gold. But you want to see cleaner and crisper play if possible.
But even with the slow-paced game that we are getting, at least it's a game that is not super one-sided at this stage. Previously, this is what we were seeing, because game one was a pretty easy victory for the boys on Edge. And Heroic, yeah, you had to work for it with how long the game went, but you really were in command for such a long period of that game.
I mean, yeah, for sure. You do still have this Terrorblade, which is probably the best hero in this game. It's going to take time for him to get there, but I don't personally think this Coddle has done enough yet. It still has time to perform, but I was expecting its early game to be a lot better. I mean, 303 isn't terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's also not like applying a lot of pressure. Okay, Torrents, they're going to get the Tiny.
They got the X.
Yep. Sphere Form is down, though.
They're going to have the damage then to be able to secure the kill, but the Vessel without a doubt will help.
Yeah, they got it.
And I'm really surprised that play worked. You had a ward by the secret shot that saw the smoke And you also had the ward as well, the dire outpost that was able to see a couple movements to mid. So I think Yuma just not respecting this, or maybe just didn't actually indeed see the smoke.
And I hate to say it, if he wouldn't have bought the wrong item, he would have had a Shadow Blade and he would have lived there.
Oops.
The small things add up.
In time to Pike, who we were off the back of the laning phase was really struggling in regards to the net worth, but his second net worth is 0-0-0. Has not been involved in a single kill, but he's got Manta, Ag Shard, Falcon Blade's going to be working on the Skadi next. What do you feel like is it 3-4 items? What are those items where we start to feel like, okay, Terrorblade is like the absolute raid boss of this game?
I don't think he's ever going to feel like a raid boss this game, just because you are playing versus Timbersaw. This hero has like unlimited damage. And of course, you are playing versus Shaman, so the threat of getting bursted is always going to be in the back of his mind. But he does need the Skadi. Then after that, I think he probably needs a BKB. And then that is when he'll probably feel like he is strong enough to join any fight.
Cool. Try to force out a BKB. He does have the Scepter though.
The Coddle got caught by
Exo
Shaman
as well, because the Coddle is caught. Michael as well is now going to be chased down. Box is only going to stall out the inevitable by the looks of it. Even tries to pop the Pierce the Veil, but this is a secondary kill they're going to be finding. Schofield's already looking for more, but won't be able to get them on the retreat. So nicely done. We do see Heroic able to strike back.
Yep, we have Ags online as well for Timbersaw. The problem is just how farmed this Timbersaw is. He can do whatever he wants. He had BKB for the first fights, but now he doesn't even have to use his BKB. He can just use his Ags. And you have no way of killing this hero right now. You need some way to dispel this. Now it's time to start thinking about Yule Scepters, Nullifiers. Just Whisper is causing so many problems in this game for you. And you need so many items to deal with what he's bringing to the table here. But you don't have the net worth to do so.
Yeah.
So as long as he keeps farming at this rate, it's just like gonna get scarier and scarier. Like, he's got his defensive toolkit now, right? He hasn't even started to build for damage. Now he's like, okay, I'm gonna start getting Ags, Shivas, or Ag Shard, sorry, Shiva's Blink Dagger. Everything he builds from now on, because he's already unkillable, is gonna be all damage. And that's when this Timber's gonna start looking really scary. Because he hasn't built any damage items yet with the BKB Ags. These are all defensive.
No avalanche. Cooldown. So we're going to be able to get up to him. You don't be having to use a couple of souvenirs, but yeah, they'll find him. Drop the ward. It's not the worst placement of it though. He was going to be granted the kill. Meanwhile, they're also on another target. What's going on further to the north? Pike's going to find the Shaman. PP as well helps get some separation. Analog control with the combat out of its eye. They're going to be able to turn it with the Aegis. No, nice yours. Stops at least some of the damage momentarily. Does look like he's still going to go down though. PP will be rewarded with a kill. Now, what's the call on Edge? Do we disengage? Do we set up for the respawn? They're out. They want nothing to do with the further fight that could happen.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't think that is a fight you really want to take. And one small thing I want to kind of point out as well with Pike, he's still holding on to the dormant Curio. This is he's gone through 2 tiers of neutral items now, and he still kept it, which means the next tier that he uses it on is going to be a very powerful neutral item. Wow. So he's really going for that like power spike. He essentially, I mean, he might go for another dormant Curio as well and save it for the next tier. You never know. Time will tell.
They're not very good. He's got the Gunpowder Gauntlet, but I don't know. Unfortunate. Sorry, buddy. Oh, he did it. He went it again.
He's ready for the next tier. He's like, surely. Imagine if you save that all the way till tier 5 neutrals. How goated would that be?
I don't even know how much it buffs like Regalia. I don't know.
Yeah, imagine a Regalia with that 30% increase.
Look at what Whisper's doing. Well, Will's a little bit awkward.
Well, this goes to show you that I think Pyke wants to have some ultra late game timing. He'll probably use it on the next tier of items, which will come out in 8 minutes.
Sure, but what is your Coddle's impact as the game goes on? And I don't think that that's not on Pyke or anything, but this is just a hero, and PP wasn't able to get enough done, and now PP is also in a lot of trouble.
No, that's not his impact, but he's gonna cancel now that he's Yule's Magnum Scepter. I think PP's impact is mainly just gonna be delay the game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just spam Illuminate. Like, he didn't have a bad scoreline, not really, but
Tower is under attack.
it just wasn't enough impact for him to control the entire game. He didn't kill Timber once, right? He didn't kill Death Prophet, I think, even once, just because of the laning stage. He just killed a couple of supports, and he got that one early game tiny kill. Not really the best, and now you're in the situation where, yeah, I mean, BKBs are online, Yules are online.
Oh man, they come and look at Yuma's position as well with a full wraparound. There is no escape. Stand your ground and fight. You are not making it out. Pyke's gonna do his best with the meta. Has Yuma gone too far with the Skadi damage, and he did not respect the Terror Blade, and the song is not good enough as well. They're gonna try and TP out as a result of this. They will make it. They don't even get the shrine. Meanwhile, further down, all the way to the south, Whisper and Yudomi, oh, they were taking their own little battle there.
Yeah, that was way too deep there for Yudomi to be, but yeah, that's the Terrorblade versus Tiny matchup in a nutshell. You don't actually do anything to Terrorblade. You have a little bit of control, you have a little bit of damage, but the way they're going to kill this Terrorblade is he needs to be locked down with the Timber Saw spells. Timber is going to be doing the most of the damage. And that's where the next item that Pyke buys is going to be the BKB, as I thought he would. Going to make it very difficult for him to die in the fights, essentially. Because that just removes Timber's damage. So if he props BKB and can just lay into either the...
Trying to make something happen down bot. It's just the attempt on the match. I thought maybe Pyke could be vulnerable as well. But...
yeah, I mean, these damage items are starting to come out. The Ag Shard and the Blink Dagger on the Timber Saw. Whisper still being a huge threat, and you kind of look at the Tiny's net worth, and he's kind of taking a back seat in this game, you know? Like, he has the same, or low net worth, kind of like the Coddle right now. And the Kunkka, believe it or not, he still hasn't died. Didn't die last series, hasn't died this game. Or didn't die last game, sorry. Don't know if he was in last series.
Coming under the observer, what drops the Serpents? And well, once again, Yudomi's going to die to Whisper. This is going to continue to be the case this game. Your box not going to do anything. Very difficult against all the pure damage, cool magic resistance.
Radiant are scanning.
It's a rough one. Yeah, it's a pretty hard counter to the box. Your boy Ringmaster has no real tools to deal with it. I'm gonna try and make a Force Staff to help get him out.
See, we will see. They're going to need to de-ward some of the wards that we've seen as well. We'll get rid of one from Michael. They're helping to recontrol some of their own jungle. 4,000 net worth lead at the moment for Heroic. 11 to 10 is that kill count. But they are starting to grow a bit of a lead on Radiant.
I think Edge can win this game the moment they can kill Timbersaw.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Like, if they can't kill Timbersaw this game, then I feel like there's like almost no opportunity. But the moment Timber feels killable, well, this game's gonna feel really easy, right? Because the DP we talked about, she's pretty answered in this game. The Tiny, we saw what happened last fight versus the TB. The one hero that just seems impossible to kill right now is the Timber. So if they can solve this problem, that's how Edge is potentially going to win this game.
And how do you see that problem being solved? Is it through items? Is it through gameplay? Like, what is... How do you deal with Whisper then?
I mean, it has to be items, right? The Nullifier right there on the Kunkka, disassembled the Radiance. That is the item that is going to get Timbersaw killed.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We'll see if they can do it. But I still favor the odds of this Terrorblade being able to carry this game, just based on what he's playing against. It's really just... I mean, there's outplay potential too. Like, maybe Schofield shackles your TB for like 10 seconds, you know? And then he dies.
Yep.
But if you have a bunch of illusions up, this is why TB is really good for Shadow Shaman. That even if you shackle the real TB, you're exposed. You're just gonna die. So maybe he needs a Ghost Scepter or something. Sure, he does have a Glimmer Cape right now, which does help. But
Speaking of
he
Schofield,
might just be dead.
the most valuable target.
Seen a lot of this from Shamans today.
Yep, they have. A lot of feeding from our Shamans. Roche is not up as well. Naga's going to try and scout this out. Would have been an okay kill if they were able to get the objective, but meanwhile Whisper is just taking a tier 2 tower for free up top. You got also Naga shoving in mid. They're having a bit of problems with their lanes at the moment with a Coddle and even a Terrorblade.
Yeah, I mean, they smoked out, so they weren't able to deal with lanes at the time. But yeah, BKB is online for the TB here. And he's just going straight into a Butterfly next. And I don't know if Butterfly is the choice here. Not super effective, but it does give you a lot of damage, so we'll see. I mean, for now, he'll just go Pike. I think Pike is built to Pike in every game of this tournament.
It really does feel like that. I don't know, like, when are we not seeing him go for this item? Okay, I haven't really seen a big team fight for quite a while. They're going to try and make this happen, though. Smoke up for Heroic. They've got the illusions to send first to give them some information. I'm going to go all the way around instead. High ground ward is available for Dice. Smoke's going to pop as well. How do you take this fight? Pace and move. They're going to use the wards for information. Meanwhile, look at the far right side. They're going to get PP. What an angle! They found the Coddle completely alone. Pike will try and activate the Metamorphosis, but the formation is broken. There is no way you can help your Terrorblade from right-clicking. He's going to get no opportunity. And that means Moex is going to be chased out as well. They will actually go back to Yuma. Yuma's stuck around. Whisper with the leap over the top. The chain control of the nuke. Can he get the Sunder off at the last moment? Pike's going to try and find it. He does. Turns onto Yodomi, but Pike is damaged. It's good for one. Is it good for more? They will try and TP over the BKB. The fortunate thing is Conquer will not make it as with Vitali shut down to the T2 tower. They're 2 for 4 in the end, and they still do not have a way to deal with Whisper.
Schofield just throws the wards on the high ground to give vision as they're wrapping around. And that was a clutch hex he had, by the way, there on that Terrorblade before he get his BKB off. Pike, he wanted to save his BKB, but that's the frustrating thing about playing heroes like Lion and Shaman. If you don't commit your BKB at the right time, you might not get to use it at all. And that's pretty much what it felt like in that fight. He had to sunder his ally. We're going to replay that one. Like, check this out. That wraparound was genius. But what I found even better here, as this fight does drag on for a little bit, is just the positioning of Schofield. We don't get to see it there, as the game will carry on here, as we actually throw away a kill. A big kill on the Death Prophet, going the way of Pike here. But yeah, if you have these instant hexes available on the Terrorblade, and that allows Timbersaw to deal damage that entire time, that is going to be your avenue of winning these team fights easily. And yeah, I don't know how they were able to catch this, keep it alive the way they did, but that also didn't hurt.
Such a unique angle for Heroic to take inside that team fight.
It was like
so
baited
crafty
because
from
the
them.
supports were showing on one side and the chorus wrapped around the other side. Like, you don't see this stuff coming. It's very well thought out, very creative smoking. And this Coddle Ags looks like it's going to be next, and I think that's all they need, more control. And it kind of fits the bill.
Is this the opportunity maybe for Whisper's life? It could be run him down, but you are not going to be able to stop him from moving out. Looks like also Shaman is going to TP out of the face of PP, but the U is still unfortunately being on cooldown, so they will both make it.
Alright. Roshan is up. Sure, both the teams are eyeballing it. All right, I'm glad Pyke shied away from the butterfly. Yeah, it didn't seem like a good choice. All right, Dormant Creo. Oh no, his next set of items isn't good. Maybe the cloak. No, maybe the cloak with it will be good. Is it crippling crossbow? I mean, against Timber Saw and DP, not bad. I think he got a little unlucky here too.
Oh, man.
Do you just save it for tier 5s?
Oh, I don't know though, dude. Like, what? You wait for 60? Okay, when Outward stuff.
So instead of
Nice,
0.75, it's 0.91.
0.91. What a. It's gotta be frustrating. They're roshing. Yuma's not currently here. We'll start to tip it to the outpost. It's a bit of a slow rosh. Dude, Scrapboard again with the wards.
He does not think these wards are going to win him the team fight. They're just for vision.
For the last one.
I mean, doesn't that give vision? Can they not see it?
Maybe
I'm
they don't see it,
confused.
actually.
Is it giving vision? Is
Ready?
the real question.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Okay. Well, it's dead either way.
Look at the angle once again.
Oh,
All
so
the
Golden
they got
went in.
PP for a second time. He was able to activate the BKB, so PP this time will be able to disengage. And can Pyke do enough? He's going to be able to run into the Shadow Shaman.
Got him.
A 1-for-1. Both supports are going to go down. With the meta, they should be able to secure Rosh, and Dive don't have a buyback on their support. So it will be a 5v4, but you'll get the age unless Analog has something else to say. But an instant hex on the jump in. Rosh is about to die. The song should be able to secure it. Pyke activated the BKB, so he was able to get the ages. Pyke's quick thinking protects that second life, and now Yuma's going to go down to the crits. And where is Whisper? He needs to get in, but Whisper's nowhere to be seen. He's hesitant, waiting for the opportunity to jump. He's going to go now over towards Vitali, but Vitali controls it with the hex. The iciness from Whisper might cost him in the end. And now he is sundered up, dragged back to his death. Finally, they have got the answer to Timber. Vitali's control was massive. Pyke was huge. The Beekeeper gets the ages out. So close to that fight. Turning to the other side one way or the other, but in the end, Edge, they'll win it.
Schofield was so close to winning that fight for the man. He shackled the illusion instead of the real Pyke there, so he got the Sunder off instead of just dying. A costly mistake, but nonetheless, this is what they're working with here. And I don't know when this outward staff is going to come into play for Pyke. I just feel bad that he has the unleashed potency on such a garbage item.
Sorry, buddy.
At least he gets garbage in this game. Not every game it would be, but this game he has nothing to really use it on. Maybe he just joints and snare? I'm not sure. Could be good.
Wow. Pyke is massive after that. He got the kill on Analog, Yuma, and Whisper. Whisper had the streak as well. They just almost 3,000 gold given a Pyke. Daedalus completed and 4,500 gold in the bank for the Nullifier too.
Yeah, I told you, the moment you can kill this Timbersaw, this TB is very confident in this game. And he's at that point now. He's even queuing up a Nullifier himself for good measure. He realizes if this Timber goes in and just dies, he wins, right? Because Tiny, I talked about it when I saw the pick come out. I wasn't too impressed by what it could do in this game. Especially not versus a Terrorblade. Like, it meant to be some type of tempo, I suppose, for the squad. But it never in 1 million years was going to counter Terrorblade in the late game. I mean, you go back and you look at the choice to take Timber instead of Drow or Morph. Well, this Timber did look great. But this Tiny being the next best option, not looking like it's it.
Fortunately not. Yuma's going to once again try and find an angle to come through from the back line. We've seen previously PP has been that main target, and once again it's going to go by himself, and Sofield's going to try and get the jump as well, but the BKB is there. PP's fine, and all eyes onto the Terrorblade. TP's damage. Is he going to be able to hunt down Whisper? Because Whisper's fine. Meanwhile, they're also onto Yuma. The song was out too late from KJ. Was not there to be able to keep his carry alive. Can they fight afterwards without the Metamorphosis? So Pyke has been so strong inside the team fights. And is that going to continue the case? Refresher used for a second round of the Ghost Scepter onto Enel. Vitaly might get blown up as well. Once again, they're still continuing to have Whisper problems. And I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. Maybe now with the silence, it's long enough that they got the damage from Pike Whisper. Refresher use, chain away at the last second, gets another round of the reactive armor. He's okay. Looking to run back into the middle. But you do not have a way to address this Pike Terrorblade. It's about to be a dieback onto
These are
Yuma.
diebacks
Pike
everywhere.
is putting the team on his goddamn back. He's saying, lads, you can get on there all you want. I will send us to the grand finals.
Yeah, this game just might be over. You got 3 heroes dead. I mean, the only thing you have going for you is potentially... Oh, wait, just kidding. Meta's back up. You got a Coddle on your team. He's been spamming it on Pike. So now Meta is back up. I think they may have just done it.
Holy.
They got 20 seconds here. I mean, you're going to be able to buy a little bit of time, but if they can kill Whisper one more time, this game is 100% over. But you got 20 seconds until Schofield. But will that even be enough? I don't even think so. Yeah, this one looks
Doesn't
like
look like it.
it's it. They call it GG.
Edge able to get the victory over the boys on Heroic, the team expecting to make it out of the qualifiers. These are back-to-back qualifiers now, though. And Edge have had the upper hand versus the lads on Heroic, and they will be the first.